Welcome to Let's Talk Jets Radio.
Mr. Primetime.
Cheers to Ben Holmes.
Ben Holmes. And what's the other guy's name? The guy from Oregon?
I just saw Ben Holmes. That's the only one I saw.
Come on, man. You got to be on top of New Jersey General's history here. We got players here that are coming. Let's see. Under the center, Ben Holmes. Bryson Young.
Oh, shit.
Bryson Young from Oregon. Edge guy.
I would have known about him if you did your mock draft preview.
But I tried to do it yesterday, but they didn't release all these names. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't.
They didn't release their live, but I did do a USFL video on what's today? Tuesday, Sunday. They didn't release the names, like the lottery. I don't know why. It was so weird. But what's going on, everybody?
Need something to look forward to this time of year.
Yeah, absolutely. So good to see everybody. And we have a laundry list full of games we have to stream. I mean, we have like 15 or 17 games that have been requested for us to watch together.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I saw the second half of the Dolphin Jet one that you did. I noticed that the stream was going through a lot smoother, so I didn't hop on at the end. But dude, that game was fucking amazing.
Dude, did you know? We got to watch more games because we learned about the New York Jets. Do you know they give up a 3rd and 29 in that game?
I saw that part. Yeah. I didn't realize though they had a chance to get the ball back when the Dolphins fumbled it. They gave it right back to them, and then they fumbled themselves the kickoff in overtime. I didn't know all that.
You learned so much, because like a lot of these games you just don't remember a lot. Like I don't remember that game at all. But I'm like a 3rd and 29. The Jets had like 4 turnovers, 3 fumbles. I mean, and then that throw from Kenny O'Brien at the end to Wesley Walker was incredible, absolutely incredible.
I didn't realize he got hurt in that game either.
Yeah, and then because they had
the things that you take away from certain games and things you forget, like the Hail Mary with the Jaguar game. It's funny the way the mind works.
Yeah, so every big Jets game we've watched, they found ways to make enormous mistakes to almost give it away. Every one of them. Yep. Jaguar game, the Packer game had some mistakes. Everybody.
Some things don't change.
So what's up, Abby? How you doing? Robert Sala's got a plan. That's always good.
It's good to hear.
Trevor's got a question right off the bat. Tyson, at prime time, do you think Judy will bulk up the offensive line in free agency or in the draft? Armstead is out there. He's been a solid lineman for a very long time. Not sure how much he commands.
I mean, you figure him and Brown are probably going to command north of, or at least close to $20 million per year, right? I mean, premium stud left tackles. I mean, that's, I don't know.
Offensive linemen get paid, man. They get paid.
And then what do you do with Becton? What are you doing with Fant?
Yeah, I'm thinking you're looking more guards. I mean, he can go free agency and the draft. I mean, it's a priority. I mean, I saw the Pro Football Focus they released that they had the Jets favored to get Scherf, which means they're not getting him because every time they say we're going to get a guy, what we got to remind people is every time everybody's convinced the Jets are going to do something, it almost never ever happens. The only thing is Tony Pauline to say it, and then we know it's not going to happen.
That's why I've given up hope on Trey McBride. Every single mock draft I've seen has the Jets taking McBride, so I know that's not happening.
Well, and the other thing, too, is Daniel Jeremiah released something. He's like, the tight end group is so deep, you can get a starting tight end in the 4th or 5th round. So everybody's like, we got to go 2nd round tight end. We got to do this. And meanwhile, it's like, dude, there's a huge amount of depth there where you can get some guys later on. So that's why, dude, I'm just avoiding Twitter now. Like, I can't do, people are sending us mock drafts. I don't respond. I'm not sure what's more annoying is the mock drafts everybody wants to evaluate, or can you please retweet? I want to get a free jersey. So whoever that jersey company is brilliant because you have all these suckers out there be like, please, I need a retweet so I can get a Zach Wilson jersey or I can get this jersey. You're never going to get 500 retweets, but they're going to get a lot of publicity for it.
Yep.
So,
the shit people will do for a jersey, man.
Yeah, man, I get it.
There's some websites you could buy them for like $35. That's where I got my Hackenberg jersey.
It's the new thing, though. I only need 700 retweets. You have 40 followers, man. I'm not sure you're going to get. We have a lot of followers. We ain't going to get 50 retweets. No. What's up, Trav? What's up, Zach? Oh, yeah. I got to share the link. I haven't done that yet. I haven't showed this. All right, there's that. If you guys want to call in, that'd be great. Oh, so Nick's saying hi to Afram, but he's not saying hi to us? Well, screw you guys then.
It's like that.
What's up? No pain, no gain. It's good to see everybody. Hey guys, coming live from the shower. That's good. Probably not sure we needed to know that. That's good.
That's first.
So we figured what free agency still what? We still got what 3 weeks for free agency? What's like what March 14th, March 16th?
Combine, yeah, combine's like 2 weeks away. Free agency, I think it's like 3.5, something like that.
Yeah, so then now you can start tagging people, I guess. And now it's gonna be really interesting because you're gonna see all these guys we covered could actually be gone. All the Godwins, all these different players.
Yeah.
How did the Cowboys handle some of the guys they have? A lot of interesting. It's usually when a lot of our hopes get dashed over the next couple of weeks where they start tagging people and you can't even get them. So
wonder if Jesse Bates gets tagged.
Good player too. Gonna get a lot of money though. Top, a top safety on a Super Bowl caliber team.
Got a funny feeling one of our signings is going to be in the secondary.
Will Jets franchise tag any player? No.
Who's worthy of getting paid under the franchise tag right now?
There's nobody.
They did it with May last year, but he's not going to get anywhere close to that this year, coming off an injury. You're not going to do it to Moses, Fadukasi. I don't know who would get it.
There's nobody. I mean, if anything, we're talking about not tagging people. It's like we may cut some surprise. Like there's some players that could be surprise cuts, if anything, at this point. I don't know.
I think McGovern at this point is the only one that would really surprise me.
Yeah. Yep. What's up, guys? Thanks for not overdoing the mock drafts. We haven't done any. It's just I don't even answer them half the time.
If I do any, I'm waiting until after free agency until I have a better idea of what direction we might be going in.
Like I can go for good free agent arguments, but I can't do this whole draft thing right now, especially before the combine, before all these different things, before the pro days. So much changes. A name we get a lot of questions about is Allen Robinson. And the one thing about wide receivers where everybody says, give them a 1-year prove-it deal. If I'm a wide receiver and I'm 28 or 29 years old or 27 years old and I'm doing a 1-year prove-it deal, I'm not going to the Jets and Zach Wilson. I'm going to find my way to hopefully Aaron Rodgers or Herbert, or I want to be on a high-flying offense so I can pad my stats and get my big contract. I don't think you're getting your big contract here because, you know what I mean? Like if Allen Robinson comes here on a 1-year deal and catches 50 passes for 800 yards, he's not going to get his $18 million a year. He wants to go somewhere where he can just get as much as he can. And that's not being negative towards the Jets. It's about you want a proven quarterback.
No, completely agree. And I think Beckham's a great example of that. A guy who, went from the Giants to the Browns, didn't really succeed in either of those places, at least towards the tail end of his tenure with the Giants. And, once he got into the right system, the right environment, he definitely upped his stock. I know it probably comes down a little bit with the injury, but I think that's just more proof. If you go in the right system, right offense, you can bring up your value a little bit.
Yeah. And then I saw a lot of what was it? A lot of them, it was Scherf. Oh, this is a name that's got me really intrigued. I've been thinking about it more and more. Do you want to guess what it is?
Go ahead. Offensive lineman?
Nope.
Receiver?
Running back, wide receiver, returner.
Oh, Cordell Patterson.
You know what?
Yeah.
Sign him. You can get rid of Berrios, and he addresses like 3 different needs for this team. I'm down.
I'd be on board with
Get
that.
it done. Seriously, dude. I am so. You could think about all he can do in this offense, all different roles he can play. If you want to say, if you had to give a guy $6 million a year, would you give it to Patterson or Berrios?
Patterson's what, 30 years old?
I don't give a shit, dude. He's not a lot of miles on his tires.
All right.
I'm asking you.
It's a good debate. I mean, if you think he fits into your system and he could do everything Berrios does and more.
Dude, he's the ultimate gadget guy.
He's a little bit older, but he's a little bit older. But you worry about the chemistry. Did Berrios start to develop some chemistry with Zach? Is that going to hurt things?
We're worried about the chemistry. Wait, we're worried about if we lose Berrios, we're worried about Zach's chemistry.
Absolutely.
Come on, man. You got Elijah Moore and Corey Davis. That's more than enough.
Well, Corey Davis.
What's up in Ireland? How you doing, man? You know what? I have a question is, this guy in Ireland, have you ever been to McGregor's restaurant? He's always promoting it. I wonder if it's any good or not. Was it that Forged Pond, whatever it is?
Doesn't he have one in Miami too?
I think so. Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. Do a couple more from the chat.
The name I was curious about, because I was looking at that list of PFF like top 200 where they do all the contracts and everything, was James Daniels. He's like one of the youngest free agents out there, quality guard, fit in the zone system. I think he's turning like 25 this year. So if you can get a guy like him who's actually been on the field instead of Scherf, who's probably going to cost you twice as much, I think that could make sense.
That makes a lot of sense, man. It's just like you want to fit the mold. It's like I saw the one thing where they're like, the Jets will go get Carlton Davis from the Buccaneers, who's a good corner for 1 year, $17 million. Like, I would hate that idea. Like, I don't like a 1 year, 7, and then what? He leaves next year, and now we're in the same boat we're in. Like, how about 3 or 4 year deals? Like, let's get pieces we can stick around for a couple of years.
I thought the price on Davis was only that because they predicted he was going to get tagged by the Bucks.
No, I mean, that's
if he actually hits the market, I can't imagine he would sign a 1 year contract because he's pretty young. You'd get a multi-year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, a contract like that makes no sense to me. You want to start getting like a nucleus here, like young guys are going to be here for a few years. You can build together. Like, you want this enough of the band-aid, stop gaps, 1 year deals. Make your bold signings and stick to it. You know, if there's some pressure on Joe Douglas, man. He can't be, you can't keep bargain basement shopping now. So, and I knew this was coming. That's how I'm glad to be back, man. I have not. The question is, what do I have against Berrios? I respect
trying
Berrios.
To run him out of town, man. You hate the guy.
I just don't think he's not an $8 million a year guy. I don't think he's a $7 million a year guy, and I think he's replaceable. If he tests free agency, gets blown away by a contract, we don't have to match it. He's replaceable. I just honestly
think he a $6 million a year guy.
5-6. But if I have a choice of Patterson and Berrios, I'm taking Patterson. And I think a lot of things Berrios did was a benefit because Moore and Corey Davis weren't playing. He got the bulk of his catches in the last 4 games of the year when nobody else was active.
You mean when he was actually on the field?
Yeah. So what did that tell you? Before that, when everybody else was on the field,
that when he got a chance, he made the most of his opportunity. That's
right. But the chances he won't get his chance because Elijah Moore's going to take them all away from him.
But should he? You can't put them both on the field at the same time.
Nope. I want Patterson. I don't hate Berrios, man. You could bring him back.
I wouldn't mind Patterson either. I just does it send a wrong message to the locker room when a guy, you can make a good case that he overachieved, right? For an undrafted free agent, waiver claim, whatever he was 3 years ago. Does it send a wrong message if you don't at least extend a reasonable offer to that guy to come back?
So, and you make a reasonable offer. And if he says, I want $2 million a year more, and you say, well, this is our value chart for a guy that had 46 catches. I mean, let's not act like he's a 1,000-yard receiver here. You know, I like him, but like I get the whole locker room thing. But isn't that why you gave John Franklin Myers all the money to take care of one of your own and make everybody happy because he's a great team guy, great story, all that? Isn't that what that was for?
Yeah, they set the precedence. Now you got to do it with Berrios too.
You don't have to do anything. So we got here. It's a lot of comments. Chat's very busy this evening. So I don't hate Berrios, but I'm just not willing to overpay him. I think he's a good player, not great. Have you guys heard any rumors about Tom Brady being the quarterback for the 49ers? That rumor's coming because apparently he had a falling out with Arians towards the end, and he liked Leftwich and whatever else. And I mean, why would the Buccaneers? Well, good.
No, they were saying like Brady and Leftwich would like work on the game plan early in the week, and then once Arians would get his hands on, he would just like start crossing stuff out and making all these changes. So,
but see, the thing is, why would the Buccaneers, just like the Packers, let their quarterback go to 49ers? They're in the same conference. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay, Tom, let me go to 49ers. You can go win a Super Bowl and beat us. But we have no quarterback. They're not going to do that. It'd be stupid. It's like the Jets letting Pennington go to Miami. Remember those days?
Yeah, I do remember
that. So next one is curious what the Jets do with Fant if they draft Kwanu and then Beckham wins the left tackle job. Well, according to the Jets, Fant's the left tackle now. But
I think Fant's going to be the left tackle.
Didn't Aquanu play guard too, though?
Yeah, he could play either tackle spot or guard, they say. So he's probably your right guard then. If Becton actually shows up and he's able to be one of your starters, yeah.
See, I know some draft shit, man.
Doing some homework. Taking some notes, too.
There you go. Let's see what we got here. What's going on? Good to see Snoopy in here saying hello to everybody. It's always nice to see that. Sam Darnold calling me a hater. I don't hate you, man. You know who hates you? Your own coach. Now you guys want Kirk Cousins over you.
Ugh. That says a lot.
Face it, Sam. Your time is over, man. You know where you're going to see Sam Darnold next? The USFL draft.
No,
we'll be seeing him next year, getting his name tweeted out by the Generals or something. You know what? And that'll cause me not to like the Generals anymore if Darnold goes there. I won't even watch them then.
Imagine. You got to root for him with the Generals.
So the Jets need to find their Curtis Martin in the draft.
Can't be Michael Carter?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean you could see them getting. I mean, I like the running back room they have. You could bring back Coleman. You could bring. I mean, is running back a huge priority going into this draft?
I think they could draft one in the later rounds, especially if they trade back. If they end up getting like 6th round pick or something like that. Even in the 5th round, I wouldn't mind. Yeah. I don't know if they're going to take one early though. I think you do have to sign somebody in free agency too, though.
Yeah, I mean but of all the needs they have right now, I'm not even thinking running back. That's the last thing I'm thinking. If Kyle Hamilton's available at 10, would you take him or a wide receiver? There's a lot of analysts very high on Kyle Hamilton. All the analysts like Kyle Hamilton, and all Jet fans hate him.
I think we're still scarred from Jamal. Worried about taking a safety too early.
Well, he's going to be better than Jamal. But what do I know? I'm biased. Let's see.
Clearly.
I think Austin Walter's still on a contract, isn't he?
He should be, yeah.
We have to ask Afram about that.
I'm pretty sure he is.
I thought he was. Sauce Gardner. I saw a lot of Jets mentions with him, saying he's the best corner in the draft.
Yep, seen that.
So we got.
I can see them making a lot of upgrades in the secondary. One
Yeah.
premium signing, one relatively high draft pick. Wouldn't shock me if they took that kind of approach. Wouldn't be the biggest fan of it, but understand it.
All right, prime time. We will go to our callers because we have a full room here. Jeez, everybody's ready to talk some Jets football, I guess. Who do you want? I'll let you pick the first one. That's how
It's been a while.
I know.
Whoever was in first, I didn't even notice.
I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, I wouldn't mind hearing you and Joe fight to start it off. You guys.
Me and
fought
Joe?
last time. Yeah.
Why? Hold on, let me roll my sleeves up here and then get ready to take a sip of water. What are we fighting about? Oh, I remember what we fought about.
Yeah, he wanted defense early in the draft, I think.
All right, let's go, Joe. Let's fight.
Tyson, I'm not here to fight with you. I'm not.
See, when you say something, say something like that, means you actually are. You're just trying to be nice.
No.
Please be here to fight.
I feel like my message last time came off like a little more like I'm negative and I don't like our quarterback than like it actually was. It was more of me saying like I don't want to grade our quarterback on a scale, on a curve for the entire season. And like when he plays well, he plays well. But at the end of the day, I feel like too many times we took his performances and we said, well, he played good relative to how he played early in the year, or he played good relative to a situation, which he did a lot of the time. But that doesn't mean he played good, like relative
Did he improve?
He improved a lot.
That's the most important thing.
I have faith in him. But what I'm saying is next year, I don't want to give him the Darnold treatment for 3 years where he keeps struggling. I'm not saying he's going to struggle. I'm not trying to be negative, but I'm saying where if he struggles next year, he throws 17 touchdowns, 10 picks. We get a million disclaimers, a million crazy, wacky stats.
17 touchdowns and 10 picks is bad. I wouldn't be too terrible.
I wouldn't be happy with that. We took him number 2 overall. Like, we got to stop selling ourselves short. Like, there's 30 quarterbacks in the league you can sign that could throw 17 touchdowns, 10 picks for you. Like,
really?
We took him second in the draft. I want him to be a really good fucking
that mandate, because it's second in the draft, that mandate means what, playoff quarterback year 2?
No, not playoff quarterback, but a good quarterback. I don't want to have to justify.
So what is good under Joe's world? What do you consider?
I would say a good
quarterback.
You're playing like a top 15, top 16 quarterback in the league.
So what kind of numbers?
Crazy ask?
I'm asking you.
I don't know. I don't think that's a crazy thing to ask.
What kind of numbers though?
Something like 25 touchdowns, 10 picks, 12 picks, and like around 4,000 yards. He doesn't need to go throw for 40 touchdowns, but like I want him to look like a good fucking quarterback. I want him to see.
So, but here's a question for you: if he has 17 touchdowns and 10 picks, and the Jets go 10-7, are you mad?
No, because it probably means I don't think if he throws 17,
he must have played well enough to win.
We're gonna go 10-7. I think I think
if he does that and they go 10-7, run the ball effectively, and they're winning games, make the playoffs, how could you be mad?
I would not be mad at all. But the stats are important, but also winning is important too. Because winning games is all that matters. That too. That's the main thing. My point is I want him to just be good. Like relative to the rest of the league, big picture, people look at him, he's just a good quarterback. Not good because he plays compared to normal Jets quarterbacks, not good to compare to how he played last year, not good for a second-year quarterback. I just want him to be a good quarterback. I want him to play well. I want him to be a playmaker. I want him to do things. I don't want to
but the thing is, every quarterback has their own timeline. So for some quarterbacks, it may take 1 year, may take 2 years, may take 3 years. That's just the way it is. But as long as you see progression every year and he's improving and they're winning games, all that matters. He can take a good step this year. He can take a good step this year and take an enormous step next year, year 3, and we're all happy as hell.
Yeah, but I think a good step would be throwing around 20 touchdowns and 10 picks. And that enormous step is him going Josh Allen, throwing 35 touchdowns, letting the league on fire.
See, you're focused on stats. I'm
not
focused
focused on
winning.
stats. I'm trying to
What are you rattling off right now?
I'm rattling off stats because it's the easiest way
You're
for
not
me to
focused on
explain how
stats,
he
but you
plays.
can tell me stats.
But I want him to look cool and comfortable. I want the ball to move.
You know what I want him to do? I want him to win fucking football games. That's the most important thing to me. Dude, if he could throw eight touchdowns, if he wins 10 games, I'm happy with it. I don't care.
At the end, of course. If we win 10 games next year, I'm elated.
That's the most
I'm not
important stat to
complaining
me.
about anything. But I think he needs to throw like 20 touchdowns next year. He needs to put up numbers.
We all agree he's got to play well, but you're just so focused on these stats where he's got to do this. We all agree he's got to play better. He's got to play a lot better. He's got to have more control of the offense, spread the ball around, no turnovers, play at least 16 games. He can maybe miss one for injury. That's fine. But win football games though. Show he can close out games, win games, lead his team, and rally his teammates, become a leader. There's a lot of other things. A lot of other things other than stats. He's got to emerge as a leader of this team.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to. It's not as much about stats for me.
I'm saying stats for the last 2 minutes.
I was trying to say stats to just explain like how well I think you should play. It's an easy way to like quantify it, but stats in the grand scheme of things don't matter. I want to see him move the ball comfortably. I want him to just look like a good quarterback. I don't want us to have to give a million backdoor reasons as to why he didn't look good, why we won 5 games. Blame everyone else. I don't want to give him the Darnold treatment. I don't want to give him the same treatment that people are giving Tua right now.
But see, we hold everybody accountable. We rip Zach when he plays like shit. We give him credit when he plays well. We recognize when he was struggling tremendously. We said at some point he should have been benched because he was playing so poorly. But towards the end of the season, if you don't give him credit for making progress,
he made a ton of progress. I mean,
and now it's like he has an NFL offseason to get in better shape, figure it out, study the offense, work with his teammates. There's a lot of good things that happen this offseason to make him take another step.
Exactly. All I was trying to communicate is I don't want to spend 3 years making excuses for him when we're not winning games. He's not putting up good stats, and we give him the Darnold treatment.
The same analysis you're doing right now, you got to carry over to the head coach and the general manager.
Oh,
because
100%.
While the quarterback is the most important position, if the general manager is not giving him the right parts or fixing the offensive line, doing other things too, or your defense remains one of the worst in football, that's not going to be Zach's fault, and that's just a fact. Like, this was one of the worst defenses in football last year, and that was because these weren't our guys. Okay, fine. You get 1 year of that. But this year, your expectations for the defense a lot more, too. A lot more out of Quentin Williams, a lot more of John Franklin Myers. Those guys have got to play a lot better, too.
I've said I think the defense needs a lot more talent. But one guy I watched a little bit of his highlights, and I watched him in college. I bet on Arkansas quite a bit. At Treylon Burks, their receiver, like, I know I've been saying defense, but I've seen this dude play. Like, I would take him at 10. I don't know how much he's going to shoot up after the combine. He's like 6'4". He'll probably run in the 4.4s, maybe around 4.3. He's going to have a crazy vertical. He might shoot up to being a top 5 pick after the combine, is my point with that. But I would take him at 4 or 10. Like, if you have some free time.
At 4?
Oh, dude, this kid is probably not. Probably trade back a little bit. But if there's not an edge rusher there, and it's between him and Ikwanu, like, I would seriously consider him. He is a freaking freak athlete. Like, if you're going to take him at 10, I don't see the huge difference between taking him at 4. If you really think he's
I'm not taking him at 4, dude.
So then who are you taking at 4? Who do you like at 4?
Dude, if somehow one of those pass rushers end up there, I'm taking them.
Of course.
I mean,
I'm saying if they're not there, and it's
only 4 picks, man. I'm not taking a receiver there. I'm not.
I mean,
so then
you think he's on Jamar Chase's level? I mean, Jamar Chase was what, 5th last year? You think he's on that level?
I don't know if he's quite Jamar Chase, but
that's where you're picking him as
the perfect fit for this offense. He plays like a 6'4" Deebo Samuel.
Take him at 10.
I would take him at 10. I'm just saying, like,
you say you take him at 4.
If he falls to 10, I don't really know right now.
I'm not high enough for this prime time.
I don't really know right now. The combine's next week. If he comes out, he's 6'4", he runs a 4.3, and he has the highest vertical in the draft. You probably have to take him at 4. That's my point. He's a freak athlete, and he's gonna shoot up the draft boards after the combine. And he's been productive. He started since he was a true freshman. He's had 1,000 yards every year in the SEC since a true freshman. He dominated Alabama this year.
My answer is still no prime time. What about you?
I would consider maybe trading up with your 2 second-round picks, trying to get back into the first round if you think you can get him maybe in the late teens. But I don't think I would take him at 4 or 10. That's just me.
I don't know. I think he's going to shoot up the draft boards. That's all I'm saying. But regardless, I like him. And Ekwonu, I've heard more about him, and I do like him too. He seems like he can play guard, and that was my main concern. I didn't want us to take Neal
guard.
and shove him into guard where he doesn't fit. I don't think Neal fits at guard. So I'm fine with taking Ekwonu. I don't want to go 2 offensive players in the top 10. I would like that a lot.
And why not? How does that hurt
not?
you? See, if you just talked about you can go receiver at 10. If you take Ekwonu at 4, you can go receiver 10. That's 2 offensive players in the first round.
I wouldn't take both of them. I would pick one. I think our
why?
team
Is there a rule?
There's not a rule. I think our defense needs.
So you just talked about you want Zach Wilson to have all these things, and now you want to give him 2 pieces to help him.
I think our defense needs more help than our offense. I think we can give him a lot of pieces in a lot of ways.
What are we doing here?
You don't think our defense?
You don't sign up for that?
You don't think our defense are the worst defense?
This is the first call of the night, prime time. Why do you do this to me?
32nd in the league. How is it crazy for me to say the defense?
You just talked about you have all these criteria for Zach Wilson. Be like, you know what? But we can't go offense twice in the first round.
I'm not saying we can't. I'm saying right now I wouldn't. I would invest in it a lot. I would help the offense out. But I think we have a lot of pieces there for him. And I have the criteria of I want our number 2 quarterback, number 2 overall pick in the draft. We didn't sign Teddy Bridgewater off the street. We picked him 2nd overall. I want him to be a really good quarterback someday. And I think next year he needs to be.
Yeah, but you have rules, though. You want to be a good quarterback, but we can't go 2 offensive players in the first round.
Live up to your – be a playmaker.
You just touted a receiver as the best thing since sliced bread, but you know what? He's there 10. I can't do that.
Oh, no.
I got to go defense here. I can't do it, though. Can't do that, though. No, forget it.
I don't know. I'm not trying to contradict myself.
Man. See, this prime time, I hate you.
I'm not trying to contradict myself here.
You just did. You just talked about how good this receiver was. That Zach has to do all these things, and then you said you can go.
If he's there at 10, I would take him at 10.
And then take it. Now you're at 2 offensive guys in the first round.
Maybe Joe's plan involves signing a receiver in free agency.
That's exactly. Free agency hasn't happened yet. There's a lot of things that can happen. I'm not saying we have set criteria. I'm saying this defense needs a ton of help, and it's going to be hard to not take someone in the top 10.
I hate you, primetime. I hate you. Joe, have a good night, man.
All right, whatever.
Have a good night, man. Good call.
Dude, why did you do that to me? I was in a good mood. Seriously. I was in a good look at you. You sat back and watched that whole thing, too.
That was a great call.
That was an awesome bitch. Call. Dude, he waffled like 4 times.
I kind of understood where he was trying to go with that, though. I think he also was trying to say that he wants like Zach Wilson to elevate some of these pieces around him. He wants Zach Wilson to be the reason that the Jets are winning some of these games. Year 2, number 2 overall pick, he should be able to elevate some of these guys, uplift them, even though the organization.
Bro, he changed his stance like 4 times.
He's saying the defense needs a lot of help, which they do.
No shit.
I understand you, Joe. I got your back.
What's up, Chris?
What's going on? Primetime woke up today and chose violence.
You didn't let me choose again.
No, I'm not letting you choose. That call just. I was trying. I mean, come on, man.
Oh man, no. I mean, no. Hey, Primetime woke up today. He chose violence. he wanted chaos to start right from the get go. But yeah, no, like that was all over the place. But I think like I can understand what he's saying. You know, as far as like not making excuses for Zach, kind of like we did Sam. But I think the one thing like a lot of people don't realize is we've been spoiled. Like the league has been spoiled in the past 3-4 years with quarterbacks coming in and just like blowing the doors off. Whether if it's Burrow, Mahomes, Herbert, Kyler when he was a rookie, Lamar, you know what I mean? Like it can't be the expectation. Like it's great if you get one, you know, but you still got to give time. But
Sanchez even said something similar a few weeks ago on one of the ESPN shows that he was on. You know, he said that when he came out, that was right around the same time that Stafford came out and Joe Flacco came out, and suddenly there were all these expectations that first and second year quarterbacks were going to be ready to play right away. When typically we saw it with Pennington, he sat for 2.5 years before he was the regular starter.
I mean, like
more often than not, that usually benefits a quarterback.
Yeah, and like even back, 2011, 2012, Cam came out, he lit the world on fire, and then 2012 you had Andrew Luck, RG3, Russell Wilson, but then you had 13 and 14, really there wasn't much there. Like you can't. it's not going to be the same every year, you know? And I mean,
but every quarterback's different though. And you're exactly right.
Sure.
Like everybody's going to develop and grow differently. Like, you know, people forget how everybody was bashing Josh Allen, trashing the kid.
Yep.
And then he took a big step, you know, that all of a sudden Baker Mayfield was the god of Cleveland. And look where he is now. They're running him out of town. You know, Lamar Jackson, they like him, but he's been getting injured a lot. Like it changes just, you know, every quarterback is different. Zach is young, dude. That's the one thing. And it's like, there's expectations going to year 2, but you can't say we have to have this in year 2. There's a lot more expectations, but to say you can't have a mandate for the kids.
And the other thing you have to take into consideration, it's not the same coaching staff. You know what I mean? Like you have to. I get it. Like we're all frustrated. You know, we've been deprived of playoffs for what feels like forever now. But you can't hold Salah, LaFleur, you know, Ulbrich, you know, if you want on the defense side of the ball, you can't hold them from the same sins as the Gase regime, Gase and McCagnon regime. You know, like, and that's not to give Joe Douglas a pass for every, you know, if he misses something, he's not going to be perfect either. You know, like 2020 draft is looking like it's pretty much a bust. 2021 looked very promising. Like, don't be negative Nelly about everything. You know, you could have your guard up, but at the same time, too, don't think all doom and gloom.
But like right now, Joe Douglas is in a very good position to make some big time moves, man. And we're not going to be overly critical, but the expectation is you got to bring in some legitimate playmakers here.
Yep.
You have great draft capital. You have plenty of cap space. You know, you got to make some things happen here. And it's
then this leads me to two questions I have for both of you. Figurative gun to your head. Do you think, and this is to both of you, do you think we trade for a player? Let's say with one of if it's a first through a third round pick. And if you do,
maybe one of the seconds or one of the third, or they only have 1/3. One of the seconds or third round pick, maybe somebody like Calvin Ridley, I could possibly see. I think they would prefer to build through the draft, though.
I think they're going to be pretty. They're going to be pretty aggressive, man. I think they've even said so themselves. Yeah, that it could be a variety of players, man. It could be a corner, it could be a receiver. I think they're going to get pretty creative, because I think they realize what the spot they're in, and they also realize they don't want to waste Zach Wilson's opportunity to get better as soon as possible.
I agree.
Good.
No, I was just going to say, like, I know I jokingly mention it, like with, you know, how you would act on the stream if Cooper dropped the ball. I really do see us trading for Amari Cooper. I know that contract is wild.
Enormous. Yep.
Yeah, I know it's wild, but I think if you look at what benefit that he gave Prescott as soon as he came into that offense, it kind of opened it up. I think that's hard to ignore.
Look at Diggs. Look at Diggs with Josh Allen.
Yep.
What are you giving up for Cooper, though?
I mean, I really don't think it's because of that contract. Like, I don't think we're going to have to give up a first or second round pick. It may take maybe a third and maybe a fourth. You know what I mean? Or a third.
Would you rather have Ridley or Cooper?
If all of the mental stuff with Ridley checks out, I think that could be awesome. But you're still going to have to pay Ridley too.
Yep.
Ridley's going to be looking for a really high number.
Though, man, he's younger. He's heading into the prime of his career.
True.
Or would you rather potentially sign an Allen Robinson or a Godwin or even like a Christian Kirk, Jay Shark, one of those guys, and keep all your draft picks? I mean, that's another.
So, I would say definitely no to Chark. I don't feel like he would move the needle too much more than we already have now. I'm a Penn State fan. I love Godwin. I always loved Allen Robinson. I just think for some reason, gut feeling or whatever, I just think Father Time is going to be catching up to Allen Robinson soon. I just don't think he's there. And I don't think we have the luxury of doling out a big payday to a receiver just coming off injury with all the injuries we faced.
Would you trade for Jerry Judy from the Broncos?
Oh man, I would love Judy.
I would love Judy.
You have two absolute elite route runners with him and Moore on opposite ends. I mean, that could be absolutely dynamic. But I know, Kevin, you said it before. Daniels from Chicago. I think that one might be a pickup because that screams a Joe Douglas move. That's almost just like what he did with Fant. Because when Daniels
so young
started, he wasn't that good, but every year better. And just that projection, I think that's something he's going to do. So then that leads me to my
25
next question.
years old. You figure best football is in front of him. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. So that leads me to my next question. Who do you think, like, let's say like a top tier name that the Jets are going to get, that you think the Jets are going to sign? And we'll throw Devontae Adams out of the mix because he's not coming here. So
if it's going to be a top, so you're saying it could be either what, offensive lineman, tight end, be anybody?
Yeah, either side of the ball, like a big ticket free agent. Let's say, let's just classify.
I think the big tickets that they're going to pursue are probably going to be Schultz and Gesicki for tight end, and then somebody in the secondary.
Gesicki doesn't even fit though.
Why not?
He doesn't block, dude.
See,
I think they're going to go after one. I think they're going to go after.
I love Gesicki, but Tyson said it best. He doesn't block, and I saw something that he's going to be arguing that he's actually a receiver.
He wants to.
So that could be problematic there too.
Yeah.
But like it's just crazy how it's another offseason and we're still going to be talking about. Well, I know we touched on Allen Robinson, but Brandon Sheriff and now Fowler too, that he got released. It seems like every year, no matter what, are the Jets, and it's just a pass on.
But I mean, but my question to you is, who is, like, when free agency starts, who is the first person the Jets should call?
Well, with the news out that the Cowboys are probably not using their franchise tag, because I don't know who it was, but it was like a verified account on Twitter that came out and said that. I would absolutely throw the bag at Dalton Schultz. I mean, he's a great player. He's healthy, and he's in a position of need that we've neglected for forever. So, I mean, I would love like Jackson, from New England, but like I still have a little bit of worry. Is that going to be a Trumaine Johnson kind of move?
Yeah, I don't see that happening. The weird thing is, like, I know the Jets have cap space. I don't think they're gonna, like, I want them. They're going to make the phone calls. They'll make moves, but I don't think they're going to set the market at any position. I just don't think they're going to. Like, I don't think they're going to.
They're going to be aggressive without being reckless. I think that's what it is. Like,
but do you think, like, right now the Jets are going to make some player the highest paid player at his position? I don't think they're going to.
No.
Like, will they set the market with Schultz, or will they find a guy and say, we're going to make you the highest paid player at your position? Any of them? I don't think they will.
If anything, it's going to be like a player like Schultz, and that's only because of that money that's coming in from the TV deal. Like, the cap is going to go up, so he could very well be right at that mark of like a Kelsey. Whether or not you could say he deserved it, but it's just every year it's always.
Yeah, and that's my thing. If it gets to that kind of numbers for him, I don't think the Jets are going to pay it. I just don't. I don't know why. I had that weird feeling.
That's never been Joe Douglas's philosophy in the past, and I don't feel like the team's at a point right now where he would start to change it. Next year he might. They take a big jump this year, but this offseason with all the picks coming up, I think he wants to get through the draft first, still have some money available next year, and he's going to play it relatively safe this year. Maybe one or two somewhat prominent signings, but yeah, go ahead.
I think they still want to throw. I don't want to say throw because that sounds like saying the opposite of not being reckless, but I still think they want to be aggressive and bring other players in here that where we're not relying on the rookies like we had to do last year.
I think instead of, like, say if you rank 3 tight ends really highly, they may not break the bank for number 1, but they'll pay that third one very, very well to bring him in here. Like, it's still solid talent. It's just not that, you know what I mean? Like, they're going to go after very good players, but it may not be the best one because they don't want, like, I don't know. It's hard to explain it, but like, you know what I mean? Like, they're going to bring.
It's going to be that second wave. They're probably not going to sign anybody on that first wave that's, in the $15+ million range, but that second wave of guys that could be anywhere from like $8 to $12 million. They might get guys from there.
Like, usually, like, day one of free agency, everybody's all these splash signings, and Jet fans freak out. What the fuck is Joe Douglas doing? He's sleeping. Yep. Then you go into day 2, everybody's panicking. All of a sudden, he signs 2 guys. Like, all right, it's not going to be Davis. Like that marquee name. Corey
as long as we don't do that. But
I think I Carl Lawson though. But good.
One more quick question. So I know you guys retweeted the tweet. What do you think's in the box?
So for you guys that don't know, our good friend Chris has a new addition to his man cave.
Oh, there's a lot coming. There's a lot new stuff.
What size is the box?
Huh?
Can we see the size of the box?
It was a thin box, right? So I'm thinking it's like a framed jersey. It was like a thin box, right?
Yeah, hold on one second. I gotta go to the
But
garage.
it's gotta be like a framed jersey or something.
I can't wait to go to his house and check this out.
And wasn't there something with Namath right above it? It's gotta
Was
be
there?
like it's gotta be like a signed Namath jersey or something. That's my prediction.
He's got all kinds of shit, man. It's like we got like a couple like people with man cave stuff, and they're so cool. I'm like, yeah, but Chris can start the show with his, and we're like, damn, this is not even fair. So it's in a box.
All right, so
Let's see. Let's look at the size of this.
here's the box.
Yeah, it's
So it's a
framed
it's a
jersey.
framed something. It's a framed picture
framed
of
jersey.
something. Framed jersey, or it could be a picture.
It's a framed
Could be a
jersey
jersey.
signed by Joe Namath. That's what it is.
What's that?
It's a
What'd you
framed
say, Kevin?
jersey signed. It's a framed jersey signed by Joe Namath.
So then I'd have 2.
So prime time's wrong.
It's a
It's
game
gonna
worn jersey signed by Joe Namath.
It's a framed Curtis Martin jersey.
Prime time, I have a good job, but it ain't that good, bro.
It's a framed Curtis Martin jersey.
So then I'll have 2 of those then too.
Ah, this guy's a douche.
Oh man, I don't know.
Ah.
I have a couple more things coming in. I know I imagine you guys coming up, whether if it's both of you or just you, Tyson, or you, Kevin.
I'm definitely coming. Wait, are you going to see Kill Switch in Philadelphia or no?
I didn't even know about it.
Come on, man.
Oh,
Let's
what
go.
are you gonna do? Hang up on me? I'm not leaving this chat. No, who they playing with? Who they playing with?
Kill Switch is playing with it's the same tour, man. They're just down in Philly. It's the last show of their tour.
See, like this even goes back to, and I'll
here
go
we go.
real quick because I know you have a full room of people, but like even like going to hardcore shows anymore in Philly, like it is so costly, especially with gas and stuff. Now it's insane.
Well, buy less
Absolutely.
jerseys, man. Take a
What?
little break from the man cave stuff and go to the concert fund.
Sorry, I just wanted to look nice for when you come. But
Chris, good talking to you, man.
yeah,
So
you too, man. Hey, Tyson, keep up the good work. All those miles and stuff you're logging. So
Trying,
hey,
man.
less
10 days.
than 2 weeks. I'm down 12 pounds myself. So
There you go.
There you go.
yeah,
Awesome,
hauling
man.
ass doing the cardio. So take care, everybody. See you
Have a
guys
good night,
next
man.
week.
Have a good night, man.
All right. So anybody wants to go see Kill Switch, I don't know the date. It's the last show. It's down in Philly. If you want to go, let me know because I'm definitely in for that one. It's them Light the Torch and August Burns Red. And they were just incredible. So we'll go back to the chat real quick. Jose causing problems, I see. That's good. Let's
Did you
see.
check on a rap battle?
I have not checked that out yet. Who won? Bro, you have
on.
no idea how busy
Come
I've
on.
been, man.
Come
you have
on.
no idea.
I
I'm
thought
running
I
on-
crushed it, but Jose brought it too. He was dropping some bars. He had some
What did the
good
chat say? Did the chat vote?
The chat was more towards Jose than me.
Well, that's the chat's always right.
So,
We learned that
yeah,
lesson already.
yeah. But I thought I did a pretty good job.
Well, the chat said you didn't. You
Toot my own
didn't.
horn.
It's
I
just-
thought it was pretty good.
I mean, that's. All right, let me share the link for Jomo because he keeps harassing me. All right, we're gonna bring on Dan. So now, before I bring on Dan, keep in mind he wants to join our throwback stream. He's trying to bump you out, man. He's like, hey, why don't I host it with you? Yeah, Dan's trying to take your shit, man. What's up, man?
He did it on Sunday.
Yeah, no, I know. What's going on?
So, what are you on a
How you
diet, man?
Yeah, I'm trying, man. Just trying to slim down, at least to get to like 190, 185.
What do you do? Like keto and shit, or what do you do?
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of keto, a lot of fasting, and just
what's
hitting the weights.
What's
What's that?
keto? It's all keto is like all proteins and fats, right? No carbs.
It's limited carbs. It's a lot of fat, but the good fats like avocados, coconut oils, certain nuts. But you can't have too much protein because then proteins turn into a certain carbohydrate, which turns into sugars. So you have to at least log your meals all the time, weigh it, and it's a pain in the ass, but it's something I need to do. I gotta fit into these jerseys.
That's right. That's right. You got the. That's true. So, what are
You
your
know?
thoughts on free agency, man?
Honestly, I know this is probably taboo because of what we've been hearing the past 3 years that Woody's going to be hands off. I think Woody's had it. I think it's an itch that he has. He has like that Jerry Jones type of itch where he can't mind his business. I think he's really going to put his hands into this, and he's going to say to Joe, "Listen, time to step up. I'm done with this rookie experiment and all that. We need we need to make some splash deals in free agency. And I could see them, probably doing like 2 splash deals and then going with the second and third tier guys. It's been already 2 or 3 years that Joe's been here. There's no splash, none. Since C.J.
Carl
Mosley
Lawson.
and what's that?
Carl Lawson.
Yeah, but then he got injured, and I don't know, man. Maybe I'm wrong about the guy.
You know what though?
But,
you have a point, and the reason why you may have a point is because right now the Jets cannot sell tickets. They can't. They
can't.
Right now, as you go into the season this year, coming off a 4-win season, where Zach played okay. You have you're encouraged, but does anybody right now feel like, you know what? I want to go out and spend a couple $1,000s and go watch the Jets for season tickets?
Right.
Nope.
Yeah, that's why I think the Jets are going to be really heavy on offense, whether it's free agency, a mix with the draft, trading for Calvin Ridley or Cooper, whatever the case is. I honestly think, like, after the 2018 season, all of us, every Jet fan said, this is the most important offseason for Sam Darnold. The most important. And what did we do? We got that jackass googly eyes. We ruined him right from the bat. But even he was doomed for ineptitude from the beginning with a lame-ass coach sitting duck with Bowles. But right now, I just feel like they caught lightning finally twice. Well, once, again, that they can do things the right way. And they have. I mean, in year one, the coaches that you have around Zach, a GM that knows that his front line has to be priority. And I think they're going to go all out with the offensive line. I mean, the right guard from San Francisco, Tomlinson, he's a free agent. Shit, go for it. You got your right guard right there.
So free agency starts. Who's the first player that you call?
I want to get an offensive lineman. I get Tomlinson or the guy from Chicago that you mentioned, Kevin. Just get
Daniels.
Get your offensive line right there. Get it all set. Give yourself some options. I would love the Schultz. I would like him. Definitely. Dalton, the guy from the Cowboys. Obviously, we need tight ends. There's a litany of positions that we need to help.
You want all these positions. Who's your biggest priority? Your A player that you want, your must sign in free agency. Who's the guy?
Tomlinson, my right guard.
Wow.
I need to start finishing out the line. You know what I mean? Get your right, unless Tardif is ready to commit with the Jets. I mean, he said he wants to play football with us. But all right, sign him right now. Like, fuck it. Sign him. You don't one less guy.
You
know what I mean?
You don't think the 4th pick could be used to solidify the O-line? Whether it's Neal
no,
or one of those guys?
No,
you don't think they're looking O-line there? Or even Linderbaum at 10?
You know exactly where I would get Linderbaum. You know exactly where I would. But don't bait me, man. Come on. Some low-hanging fruit there, man. But, I love Linderbaum. There's no qualms about it. I love the guy. I love an all-pro center to finish out the line. But, again, I would love Karlaftis at 4. I would like him. The safety at Notre Dame, I love him. I mean, you can't go wrong. You can at 4. I wouldn't be surprised if they trade down.
Go wrong, but we hope they don't go wrong.
Shit. I've been blazing up too much. I keep forgetting who I root for.
Oh, shit. Dan, thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
Have a good one, guys.
You too, man.
We got it.
See, prime time, we talk diet, we talk football, we talk everything here.
Let's talk weight loss.
All right, I'll let you pick the next one.
Let's go with who's been in here a while. About Motivational Jet. Haven't talked to him in a while.
All right, and you're an instigator tonight too. I say you're trying to cause problems tonight. Your little sly comments, the Linderbaum shit. I know what you're trying to do, man.
No,
you're trying to rattle my cage tonight. Well, you have an agenda tonight. You have an agenda. I can see it. You're trying to.
I haven't shared the link with Steve yet.
Oh, please. Don't. I mean, you already gave me Joe. What's up, man?
What's up, fellas? Long time no see.
Where you been?
What's up, man? How you been?
I'm good, man. Just hanging in there, and I just been doing my thing,
That's all you can do at this point.
This whole off season thing just got me a little stressed out.
Why are you stressed out? The Jets got great draft equity. They got all kinds of salary cap space. We're good.
I know, but it says I'm just scared with what Woody Johnson do. Like, is he gonna get in the way, or is he actually gonna mind his own business and let Joe Douglas do what he gotta do?
I mean, as of going
I
into
don't
this
think he's getting
offseason, he's given us. I think he's been pretty much hands off. Football guys making football decisions, and that's it. I mean, there is. If you're a cynical Jet fan, you can't understand the concern of that because right now the team's not very marketable and they can't sell tickets. So if that becomes an issue, but winning also helps that too. They got to winning. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Ultimately, again, like you change the power structure for a reason, right? You finally got a football guy in here that's supposed to know football, that's respected, with the Ravens, with the Eagles. Let him do his thing. You got to trust him that he knows what he's doing. Because every time that Woody's gotten involved in the past, it's been some Tebow bullshit or just something. That's designed to sell tickets, not to win football games.
But he's got to prove that he's staying to his word, though. That's the thing.
Yep.
That I agree with you with.
So who do you want in free agency, man? Who are your top 3 guys?
As of right now, Lincoln Tomlinson's probably got to be number 1 for me. And if I have a second option, I will get on the safety from the Texans, Justin Reed.
Ooh, okay.
That's an interesting.
Because I actually talked to Jake Asman like a couple of nights ago, and he said that like they're possibly letting him walk.
That's the rumor. Yep. There's gonna be like 3 or 4 very good safeties out there, bro. The Jets gonna spend big money on them. That's the question.
My top priority at the end of the day is Marcus Williams, but he's gonna cost a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're saying Justin Reed's gonna be like $10 million a year. Marcus Williams gonna be big money, dude.
Maybe like 9 or 10, and honestly,
Marcus Williams,
big money too.
Marcus Williams gonna be like $15 million a year.
That's what I was saying for him, like 13 to 15.
I would have done the $15 million a year if there wasn't too many positions that we have to fix.
See, that's the weird. I don't want to go down this path. I'm going to do it though. The weird thing is if you're going to spend $15 million a year on a safety like that, then what's just playing $15 million a year of drafting friggin' Hamilton? It's high equity no matter how you look at it, isn't it? It's a huge amount of cash space or a very good draft pick. It's still a lot of money.
I completely understand because of the whole Jamal Adams controversy. Like we don't want to go through that shit again, and that's perfectly understandable. I wouldn't want to go through that either.
At 4 and 10 too. They like multiple offensive linemen, multiple receivers. They think one of the edge rushers might drop. You think you can get your safety in free agency. Yeah, one way or another, I think they're signing somebody, whether it's a corner or a safety. I think they're signing one prominent player in the secondary.
Honestly, when it comes to the number 4 pick, guys, like I'm just automatically going to go with any of the tackles that are available, whether it's Neil or Kwanu.
So you don't think a pass rusher is going to fall to you?
I think so, but to me, like my strategy that's more important is to protect Zach.
So Kwanu versus Thibodeau, you're taking a Kwanu?
Honestly, I'm all big on the tackles right now. but at number 10, but I will address the edge rushing problem at number 10.
Better man than I am, man. Good
luck. So you're still gonna go edge at 10 with who?
George Karlaftis.
Man, that's just get the feeling, man. You pass on Thibodeau, dude. You just know he's gonna be like a game wrecking talent.
You have to understand, Tyson. It's just hard for me to pass up on one of these tackles, you know.
What a fucking pass rusher, dude. You know how hard we haven't had a pass rusher.
We haven't had a pass rusher since John Abraham. It's the last one.
We understand. It's like that's an enormous. I mean, I don't think he's gonna fall. I think it's a lot of smoke screens and people trying to generate stories to trying to find a way that he doesn't love the game and all this other stuff.
What's the better combo if you get Thibodeau at 4 and then like Cross or Linderbaum at 10 for the O-line versus going the other way? I don't know.
No, if you get Thibodeau at 4, then my next plan would be to get like a veteran wide receiver, and I'll take a chance on Allen Robinson because he's not going to cost that much to sign.
Well, you'd have to do that before the draft. That's something you'd already have to figure. That's going to be your plan before it's free agency in less than a month.
Because what I've been hearing is that like they want to take Drake London at number 10, and honestly, like I'm not too big on guys that come out of USC.
What are we hearing? I mean, that's we ain't hearing shit, dude. Like nobody has any idea what the Jets are doing in the draft. It's fucking February. Like, oh, the Jets like this guy. Jets like they fucking love everybody. It's just come on. I hate hearing that shit. Jets have their eyes on so and so. It's February 22nd, man. We don't know shit.
I know, Tyson, but I'm just like watching all these mock drafts and all that. Especially
fuck the mock draft. They don't mean shit. You know what this mock draft is? It's version 3 of 35. They're meaningless. Absolutely meaningless. And then the last final mock draft is about 10% accurate. That's how great these mock drafts are. They're fun. They're fun to do, but they don't mean shit. And they're never right.
I know, but it's just that, like, Daniel Jeremiah, knowing that how close he is to Douglas, like, that kind of like concerns me just a little bit.
And I'm telling you that his mock draft will change 25 times before the draft even starts. Wait till you get the combine, the pro days. There's injuries. There's some bozos can get caught doing drugs or some nonsense. So much shit happens, man. You can't get stressed out about it. But the most important thing is how they approach free agency and what they do, and what they do in free agency actually change the way they draft. Do they have more flexibility? Are they more versatile? Can they trade back? That's the most interesting thing.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt to trade back because we got the ammo to do it.
Yeah, I mean, you just need a player to get hot that a team actually covets. That's the thing. You need one of these quarterbacks to rise or something, somebody that everybody wants. That's right. Because right now it's like if you listen to any analyst, this is the most concerning thing. Is that, I mean, primetime, I think you've seen it too. It's like they're saying this is the most underwhelming top 20 that they've had in recent years, where it's like there's good players but not elite players. Like it's kind of like you pick your preference because there's not a consensus great player at certain positions, which is that falls on Joe Douglas. Then you got to say this guy is the best fit for our team, which may not be the best fit for whoever, the Dolphins or the Falcons or whoever else. So,
and if there's not that much of a gap between the top 15 and the bottom 15, does it make sense to maybe get that extra first round pick for next year if you're moving back?
Yep.
Since we have 2 second-round picks, this is one question I want to ask both of you. Will you get Carolina on the phone, give them back their second-round pick, and possibly throw them a third in exchange for DJ Moore, knowing that they're not going to be able to pay him?
DJ Moore. What's his contract? What's his receiver?
He's on the final year of his rookie deal, and they didn't pick up his 5th.
They didn't?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, look at that one.
Ooh. That would be an interesting name.
DJ Moore is definitely an interesting player.
Who are they going to have at receiver then if they're trading Robbie too?
Robbie Anderson, man.
They'll probably give Robbie like one more year and all that, and and I wouldn't be surprised if they probably draft a receiver.
Let me see something here.
Poor Sam.
I thought they did. He had a
because I've heard the rumors of possibly for them going after Kirk Cousins. That's a sign right there that Minnesota wants to bring in either Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, I mean, the Panthers are a mess, but he had like an enormous, he had 93 catches and almost 1,200 yards receiving.
Robbie had 95 the year before.
That's true too. And you figure he had 93 catches with Sam Darnold as his quarterback, so you know he's got to be good.
He's always had hands. That's one thing I can tell you. He always had hands.
Darnold was elevating him.
Yeah, right. He's gonna be elevating right out of the league. Thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, guys.
You too.
Good talking to you, man.
That's like 3 in a row. I disagree with, man. You're doing this shit on purpose, man. You stack these calls.
Not me, man.
This is all right. So who we got here? We got to bring Bubs on. What's up, man?
Hello.
Fight with Tyson.
Yeah, Primetime set this shit up, man. Everybody's like wants to argue.
I had a couple questions. I think Kevin. I know we were talking about free agent targets. I mean, like, I personally feel that the Jets, I think our first target needs to be a tight end. Whether it's Schultz, I mean, I know Gesicki with the whole receiver thing and if he fits the offense, but my main guy is Schultz. I don't really know if I want to wait for the draft and the possibility of us not getting McBride or the other guy from Ohio State. I think that's too risky. I think we need a tight end. And that's our main focus, even before receiver is tight end. We haven't had one in a decade. And you look at all these other great teams, they all have tight ends. But like, the one question I have is, I know you talked about trades and stuff. Like, who is one guy that you'd be willing? Like, is there any guy out there that you'd be willing to trade one of our first round picks for?
Oof,
first round pick? I don't think so.
Probably not.
At 4 and 10,
no.
Like, what about second? Is there anybody like specifically that you'd want to trade?
I mean, somebody brought up Jerry Judy before. I would jump at that if you can get Judy for like a 2 and a 4. Absolutely, I would do that.
I think there's a good possibility Judy could become available depending on what they do with Rodgers and stuff, because they're not going to have enough money to if they go out and let's just say make a move for Rodgers, they're not going to have enough cap space for Judy if he wants a contract down the road. But I know Joe was on earlier about like the 2 offense and whether to draft 2 offense or 2 defense, whatever combo you want. For the offense line, would you want to bring in a guy through free agency, draft, both, whether it's Sheriff or one of the guys in the draft?
Sheriff scares me a little bit. Not just his price tag, but also the injury history. I think it's been like back-to-back years that he's had some injuries, so that would scare me a little bit. Paying him for what would it be, like 4 years, probably 16, 17 million per. I'd be a little nervous about that with him.
I would do both. I mean, why? I wouldn't pigeonhole myself anywhere, dude. Get upgraded. Find ways to upgrade it. And say you go out in free agency, get a good guy, and there's a guy in the draft that you really want, get them both. Who cares, man? You can't have enough good offensive linemen at this point.
You need to build around him.
Especially with Beck. I mean, Becton is an unknown, if we're being honest. We're all hoping that he turns the corner, figures it out, and comes back like, a man motivated, ready to do some things.
But if they make a prominent signing, I mean, you'd agree they're probably going to shy away from that position at least at 4 and 10, right?
Yeah. Also, I don't know how true the rumors are, but
everybody's got rumors tonight.
Yeah, with the Robbie Anderson stuff, I don't know how true they are. I know it from Daily News, but I don't want to even come near him. To pay a guy 14 to 15 million a year to give us that production coming off of a career worst year for him is.
But what's funny?
Can't do
What's funny is that Jet fans were ripping the shit out of Robbie Anderson last year, mocking him. Oh, he's pissed off. He's dropping passes. Robbie sucks. 3 months later, we got to get Robbie back. What?
And they loved him the year before when he was dominating too. Oh, why'd we let him go? Why'd we sign Rashad Perriman?
Do they make like $15 million a year right now? Yeah, you want to pay? Can you imagine? It's just not. You got to move on.
I would never do it. There's so many better options. You could get Gallup or like Kirk or somebody like a lower
draft someone
addition. Yeah, or draft somebody for way less than $15 million a year for a guy to literally run straight every play.
Yeah, $15 million a year and draft compensation if you want to trade for him, which would be complete insanity.
Yeah, I'd give up picks. I'd rather trade for DJ Moore if Carolina is willing to do that than I would Anderson. Even if the Panthers decide to cut him, I wouldn't even. I mean, he doesn't really fit this game. I mean, really, I was never a big fan of his when he was on the Jets. Like, I always felt he was a little overhyped. He pretty much just ran deep every play, and he had the one play against the Cowboys where he had the big 92-yard catch from Darnold. But I was never a big fan of his. I would definitely not give up any picks or any capital from any sorts for him. Because you can get a guy, like I said, Gallup or Kirk for so much less.
For the money he's making, you can get that money to a lot of other guys that are, better receivers. So it's just, no, I'm over that. And I like Robbie Anderson. I thought he was getting better. When they got rid of him, I thought he was getting better. I thought he was improving. I thought he was a receiver on the rise. But now it's like that money and draft compensation, forget it. No, thank you.
I wonder how much he really fits into the offense, too.
Yeah, and the funny thing is
like more about like Denzel Mims prototype, straight line speed.
The thing is, he wants to come back. He wants to come back. Why? He has no ties to the coach. He has no ties to Zach Wilson. Not like he's always going back to he's got his quarterback down there, and his coach is his freaking college coach down there. What? 'Cause he likes New Jersey and the taxes.
That's what he was saying when he was with
Mrs.
the Jets.
Yeah.
When he was with the
Jets, 25,000 fans.
Yeah. How is the Panther Stadium? I know you guys went. Is that nice or?
It was
nice. Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Better than MetLife.
Oh yeah,
everything's
every stadium I've been to is better than MetLife.
Dude, and it's funny. There's somebody reached out to us. They're like, "Do you want to fill out this survey of why you don't like MetLife?" I'm like, "How long do you have? I can be a 2-hour sermon of all the reasons why I hate MetLife." That was the last I heard from him.
And like the other thing too at Robbie Anderson's like. He said something about like he was starting to lose the love for football while he was here. And then now to turn around and says he has like unfinished business.
Yeah, so did I watching Gase coach.
Doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense to me. I would not.
It's not a good fit, man. It's not.
Who else did the thing about the Generals today? Who else did they draft besides the?
We got Ben Holmes. I gotta look at this. Good question, man. That's the most important thing, Bubs. That's what we really should be focusing on tonight is the Generals and their draft. We got a lot going on here. We got.
Let me get an update for you.
We got Garrett McGinn. Perfect.
Oh,
that's in round 5. And we got round 4. We got. Oh, perfect. We got Malik Hamner. An edge guy. That's good. I wanted him. I was high on him. Very high on him. Yep. And Colin Hill. Got him too. Round 3, another edge guy. We're loaded at edge.
Oh,
Man.
that was a steal.
This defense is going to come out rolling, man.
They might have better pass rushers than the Jets.
This, what's interesting is this actually matches my mock draft, man. I'm almost nailing every pick right now. This is remarkable.
I don't know why they didn't release the players. Like, who would be in it?
Dude, it's weird, man. You saw like what Kyle Aletta went to he's in there. I'm like, that guy. His
I'm mad we
remember
did Jordan Tamu. I like Tamu.
Yeah.
I remember when some people were saying Kyle Aletta was going to be like Jimmy G at one
I
time.
remember that too. They got
Never
arrested.
happened.
Bubs, thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
Yep, thanks for having me on.
Yep.
Have a good night, man.
All right. We got some USFL here. We got all kinds of stuff going on here. We're covering it all prime time. The draft is tonight. The draft. So we got,
sorry.
If Zach Wilson has a 2022 stat line, looks like Jimmy G's stat line, 3,800 yards, 20 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Would you guys be happy with that? Yes.
One of the things that you said before, I actually agree with you. One of the few things we've agreed on tonight. I really don't care too much about Wilson's stats next year. It's really just about building up his confidence and just getting him to take that next step, continuing the growth. Like, he doesn't have to have that all-pro year, but like, I do think it puts more pressure on him if you make all these big time signings, you go offense picks 4 and 10. I think that's going to put more pressure on him, but I still don't even think it's about the numbers. It's about winning football and just playing smart football. And some games that might be relying on your run game, might be relying on your defense. As long as the Jets are winning and he's growing each week, I'm fine without the numbers.
Yeah, no, listen, it's all about winning and improving. So when does free agency start? Was that March 14th? I think, is it March 14th,
Yep.
March 16th?
Well, I think that's when the tampering window starts, right? Where
Yep.
you can offer contracts. Yeah.
The USFL draft analysis, I will give you a full breakdown shortly. The Generals are killing it, man. I mean, this is just, in terms of the draft, this is just a grade A draft already. I mean,
Who's your GM?
It's a slam dunk. It's listen, man, I got notes. Here. Hold on.
Who's the GM?
April 16th is the season starts. 18 divisions, 10-game season, 45 players. Come on, man.
Do they have a head coach yet?
Lincoln Riley.
Okay.
So Tyson does X's and O's like he does beer pong. Nick, I'm gonna smoke you in beer pong, bro. Just so you know that. I hope you're practicing. I know you're going on your little nice little walks, and you're doing all this really nice winter walks, all these little things. You're going to see the flowers.
Did you say Lincoln Riley was the head coach?
Oh no, it's not Lincoln Riley. What the hell's his name?
Mike Riley.
Yeah. Mike Riley. Lincoln Riley. It's all the same.
I was like, wait a minute. I didn't realize he left college. I'm trying to find out the GM, if they have a GM.
I'm sure we do. I just want to watch games.
I don't know if they have a GM. Might be Mike Riley, actually. He might make all the decisions.
They have a lot of crazy rules, man. That's right. Mike Riley's the guy. This offseason is the lunch. All right, we're gonna go to Vinny. What's up, man?
Gentlemen, long time.
Gentlemen. He sounds serious.
No, everything's all right. But I was waiting to come on, and Bubs went ahead and took my topic because I wanted to piggyback off what he said about trying to avoid Robbie Anderson at all costs, because I don't want this guy at all either. I mean, like he said before, he's coming off of a down year, and right now his price tags, I think he said about 13, 14 million. So for the Panthers, 15 million, it's a salary dump off at this point. I mean, and the thing I don't understand with most Jets fans is when a player leaves, is it just me or everybody has this infatuation? We got to bring him back. We got to bring him back, And that's it. But
we want to wear.
And every time we've done this before, if you look all the way, and I go all the way back, Lavernius Coles, Braylon Edwards, Antonio Cromartie, and the worst one of all, Darrell Revis. And it always blows up in our face in the worst way possible. I mean, to pay that guy $15 million, that's going to spell the end for Braxton Berrios, because I think we can get Braxton back at like 3 years, 15, max 3 years, 18, somewhere along those lines.
So would you rather have Braxton Berrios or Cordell Patterson?
Braxton. Because Braxton has the rapport with Zach Wilson so far.
Let's go.
And that doesn't mean, if I may just say, that doesn't mean I'm done with, supplementing our wide receivers. Because honestly, me personally, I don't like the idea of taking a receiver in the first round at all. Like, ideally, we all want one of those two pass rushers to fall. I'm not holding my breath. If Thibodeau is there, because that's the one of the two I think, falls to 4. If he falls, you run the card in. If that happens, the next impact player, you go to the other side of the ball, I would take Linderbaum at 10. And the reason I say you
like
take
that.
Linderbaum at 10, McGovern can play guard. Slide McGovern over. There's your line. There's your line right there.
I got breaking news, by the way. The New Jersey Generals in round 6
here we
have taken
go.
Calvin Ashley from Auburn. This is the anchor we need for our offensive line right here. A very athletic, physical guy. Love the way he plays the game. Nice job by the Generals.
Who's his
High-
agent?
He was high on my draft board. Just in case you guys, just right now, my mock draft is nailing it. Yeah, sorry, man. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I was just going to go on with the whole thing with receivers is just I don't consider it a premier position, especially when it comes to the draft. Like, if I'm the GM of this team, I would trade our second-round pick every single year if it meant getting an established player to plug a hole. Every single year. Because look at our history drafting the second round.
Go ahead.
Yeah, okay.
I was just gonna ask real quick, like, do you just not like any of the receivers at 4 and 10, or you just think there are other needs that we should focus on?
No, I think there's way other bigger needs we need to establish. Like, pass rush is the big one, and offensive line. And then the second round, you can look to tight end. But as far as a receiver goes, you could take one of our seconds and flip it for, like you guys said, a Ridley, a Cooper, maybe a DK Metcalf. But that I think is kind of unlikely. Yeah. But seriously, I would just trade a second rounder every single year.
Yeah, but see, I don't like the philosophy that you have where you're like, we draft poorly, so let's just trade away the draft picks. I mean, that's just maybe we should just draft better. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to assume that we're always going to blow our drafts and just keep trading away players because of that.
But Tyson, I don't mean to cut you off, but the draft, when you think about the grand scheme of things, for the most part, is a crapshoot. Because, draft picks are great.
What do you think free agency is? Look how many bad contracts the Jets have been out in free
tickets.
But it's all crapshoot. So how about this? You give up your second round pick for Calvin Ridley. You give him a nice $45 million contract, and he decides, you know what? I don't play football anymore. Then what?
Well, I think you got to put some type of special language in the contract to protect yourself from the player.
Or he just doesn't play well. There's no guarantees of free agency. We've learned that lesson already. Look how many bad contracts we gave out. Tons of them. Free agency is not a slam dunk.
That's the point where you got to trust your GM. I mean, if you're
going to trust him for free agency, you got to trust him in the draft.
No, I know what you're trying to say. But it's just, like I said, the draft is nice, but like I said, they're lottery tickets at the end of the day. You could stop piling it up. They're not going to take all 9 picks in the draft. They're not. I fully expect them to flip at least 2 of them for established players.
I'm listening. I'm not opposed. They want to trade up to get somebody they want. They want to trade away. That's fine. Get prime time.
They could end up going the opposite way if they end up signing a couple prominent free agents and they don't have the money to fill out their roster with bringing back their own guys, and they feel like, all right, we got to trade back a couple times, stockpile some extra picks. They might have more than 9 picks at the end of the day.
Get a contract, but I mean, I just double up if you can. Draft a receiver later on and sign one. Same thing with tight end. Draft one and sign one. Do everything you can to help this kid out.
I agree with that. Listen, I'm loading up this offense. You want to add 2 receivers, 2 tight ends? I can add a running back. I don't care, man. Give this kid as many playmakers as possible. I'm completely fine with that. It can be overkill. I don't care.
I agree with both of you, but I'm telling you right now, they're not just going to ignore the defense. With how bad the defense was, historically bad last year, they're not just going to ignore the defense. With all the holes in the secondary, no pass rush, they're going to put some assets into the defense for Saleh.
No, prime time. I'm not saying ignore the defense. If they want to stop the bleeding at some point, they got to address defense high in this draft, because I know they went offense with the first 4 picks last year. So let me reverse what I said earlier. Say the pass rusher doesn't fall at 4, which that's what I expect to happen. I don't think either of them are there. I would take either Cross or Ekwonu at 4. Okay, there's a piece on your offensive line. At 10, I feel pretty confident that Karl Loftus will be there.
Okay.
So you can look at it. You can look at it both ways. That's all I'm saying.
No, listen. Edge rusher's a need, man. I completely agree. I understand addressing the defense completely. But if they walk away from this offseason with not a legitimate tight end on the roster, I'm gonna blow a gasket. Like it's like there's certain holes in the offense that are obvious, especially when you're going to get rid of Mims, you're going to get rid of Crowder, you can get rid of Cole. Who knows, at Berrios? Like, you need to add playmakers here, and like guys that like not like, no offense to Jeff Smith and Vincent Smith, but like, let's be better than that. You know what I mean? Like, let's have like game-breaking talent on offense. Because like you look at the Bengals, man. Everybody wants to mimic the Bengals. They have 3 very good receivers, a very good tight end, 2 good running backs. That's what you got to do.
No, I hear you 100%. And if I could agree with one of the last callers before, I think Schultz is our number 1 target in free agency. Number 1, bar none. I pay him whatever he wants to just get him in the building. And I don't think it's out of the realm to even take Trey McBride or the Ohio State kid in the second round, because that's the new thing that's good in this NFL, 2 tight end sets.
So the only thing is, do you think the Jets will break the bank and like set the market for a tight end? They'll be willing to do that?
I don't know if you reset the market, but you have to make some type of splash, because at some point wins have to matter. I don't care that the ownership flat out said, "Oh, we're never going to have a playoff mandate." They're telling, JD at some point in his ear, we got to see some type of progress. Like, we won 4 games this year. As a fan, would you be acceptable of seeing 6 wins at the end of next year? I wouldn't. I would blow my gasket.
No, but I'm not sure that the Jets are going to just set the market for any kind of player this offseason. I just don't. I mean, I've been wrong a million times before. For some reason, I just don't see it.
But the problem is with that is you have an unproven quarterback, an unproven head coach, and a franchise that hasn't won forever. So the only thing to help you out is just throwing the bag at somebody and giving them what they want.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that was the other point to get to, is that if the money's even, it's who you're competing against. Is it a team with a proven quarterback and a proven offense where Schultz will get his numbers? Will he win? I mean, that Jets tax, which you're kind of mentioning, is something we have to pay. And are the Jets willing to pay that for Schultz?
I think you have to. I think you have to. And you know what? When you set the standard for the rest of the league that, hey, we treat our guys fairly, we're willing to pay if you're willing to help us come win. Guys have friends in the league, and they're going to say, you know what? I want to play there next. Rex had the best reputation in getting guys to want to come here.
Did he, though?
What do you mean?
Everybody liked
Rex. I mean, he brought over his guys from Baltimore after that.
A lot of guys I felt like when he was here, a lot of guys wanted to come here and play for the Jets. Like, I never thought in a million years Jason Taylor will wear a Jets uniform. Never. And then it happens. But then that's another thing, too. Like, another guy that gets hell, I loved LT. He was great. But a guy that catches a lot of heat from most Jets fans is Mike Tannenbaum. I thought he was a great general manager, because when he wanted a player, he'd move heaven and earth and he'd make it happen. Yeah. And
eventually that caught up to him, though.
Yeah.
Eventually that caught up to him.
Did.
Good cap.
It did, but
I feel like Mangini was more the brains for at least Revis and some of those draft picks early on that kind of built the core of that team.
Well, I think Mangini doesn't get enough credit for scouting his players. I mean, as a head coach, he was a terrible game manager, but he knew how to find talent big time. And if you look at that 06 draft class, he was behind a lot of that.
I mean, we're saying Mangini's a terrible game manager. He had them in position to be one of the best teams of football, and fucking Favre got hurt. And then the Jets screwed him over. the Jets screwed over Mangini.
I kind of feel like he was forcing the issue with Favre when he knew that he was hurt, and he still threw him out there.
You think Brett Favre wanted to ruin his streak with the Jets by not playing? Come on, man.
I don't know.
Man, the Jets completely fucked over Mangini. He was doing quite fine until Favre got hurt, and they kept trotting him out there, and he couldn't complete passes. He was awful in Seattle.
Mangini didn't even want Favre to begin with, if I remember correctly.
No, he had Pennington. He believed in Pennington.
Yep. Yeah. Pennington was also part of the reason why we ended up trading back to get Lavernius Coles, and we gave up Santana Moss in the process. And that was just look at all the good years he had in Washington. I mean, what a mistake. And the connection was never the same. They couldn't recreate the magic.
No, I agree.
And that's why, that's how, going back to how I started this call, please stop doing these retreads. Guys, all you Jets fans out there, and the bromance. I mean, there's guys out there saying, bring back Rex to control the defense. He's not going to come back to his former employer to take a demotion. Stop it.
What about Demario Davis? You take Demario Davis back?
3 years ago.
God, how old is that dude? Prime time. Stop it. You're better than that.
Have a good night, Vinny.
Throw somebody out there.
See you guys.
Primetime is trying to instigate shit tonight. Why are you an instigator, man?
What do you mean?
You're starting to cause all kinds of problems here.
No, not me.
Yeah, it's a new you or something.
No, just having fun on a Tuesday night, man.
Yeah, you're causing all kinds of problems. Tomlinson, it's a big name tonight. Everybody's talking about him. Guy doesn't miss snaps. Would be a massive upgrade immediately.
All right, so who's the analyst that put Tomlinson out there? Because we've heard him we've heard him like 4 times tonight. We haven't heard him on one other show. So
absolutely got to be somebody.
Somebody had to put that name out there.
Sneakers to boots. Here's the David Goggins challenge of mental health. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. If JD hits on 4 more draft picks, I think the pipeline is a shot to keep us consistently winning. Wow, 4 draft picks.
That's reasonable. 4 out of 9 this year.
That's fair.
With 4 in the top 40, hit 3 out of the first 4, and then find 1 more diamond in the rough later on. That's fair. Thank
you, man. Appreciate it. And where were you at the concert, man? You're supposed to be at the concert, the Kill Switch show. We didn't see you. You bailed out. The girlfriend said you couldn't go. That's probably what it was. You put after the Altoon comment, you put the ban on him.
It's hysterical.
Balls, you're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right.
Not me.
No, I'm a big Demario Davis fan, man, and absolutely, he came on our show a couple times. Super cool, great, been a great player, but the Jets blew that one. He's how many tackles does he have a year? He's gonna be wearing down soon too, man.
It's amazing what they got him for, Calvin Pryor.
Yeah, I knew it was somebody, man. Because one guy says a name that everybody runs all through social media. And we got to get him. We got to get him. Till the next guy says a name. We got to get him. We got to get him.
Yep. There it is. Knew it.
It's funny, man. It's good for them.
I was like, wait, we haven't heard Tomlinson on one show yet. All of a sudden, now it's like 4 times.
Now it's a must-have. Next week, somebody else's must-have. And only you can change 10 more times, so it's good. What's up, Jomo?
Nothing much. I have never heard of that Tomlinson guy. That's pretty funny. How you guys been?
Hanging in there, man. How you doing?
Good, man.
Yeah, good. I'm loving your videos of the old school games. I'm really liking them. I like
fun,
that Jaguars game.
It's fun because you see so many things that you like. Well, things you don't remember, or just because they're so long ago, and it's like the Jaguar game, the Jets gave a terrible touchdown before the half. The Packers game they did, and then we did the Jets Dolphins in 1986. They gave up a 3rd and 29. They fumbled the ball 3 times. They did like all kinds of crazy shit. You're like, and like you start getting flashbacks. I'm like, we see this every year. Like,
every year.
Didn't the referee curse in that game too?
Yeah, he did.
I was like, wait.
He had a live mic. He's cursing. He's yelling at the player. Then the other thing was in the Jets Dolphins game, they had a questionable instant replay call. They had 2 questionable instant replay calls. I'm like, this is just.
I didn't even realize they had instant replay back then.
Yeah, I had no idea, man. I had no
idea.
And
the Jets actually
86?
beat the system in overtime. I'm like, what?
You think they would perfected that by now? But it's still like
they had to have gotten rid of it at some point, though, right? Because when Vinny had the quarterback sneak against the Seahawks, they didn't have instant replay then for that one. So at some point, they got rid of it before they brought it back.
That's pretty crazy. So, what are you guys thinking for the offseason? Do you guys think we're gonna spend? I think it's going to go one of 2 ways. I mean, it's like either a big trade has got to happen or a big free agent signing. Like, I don't know.
Okay, so here's how we're going to do it. Jomo, you are now Joe Douglas. You tell us how you're doing your offseason.
I'm probably going to try to trade a 2nd rounder for Michael Thomas. See if you can get him on the team. I know the Saints need to clear some cap. They're negative $71 million or something. So, I mean, he's a proven number 1. He didn't play last season, should be fresh legs. I'd like to add him. Got to protect the quarterback, but it's just so much in free agency. Like, free agency makes the draft like a whole nother thing. Like, so there's so much that's going to change from now and mid-March. Like,
what's your move your hand, man? Get the light back on. So wait, so right now you're giving us a trade for Michael Thomas. I'm trying to get your offseason plan here, but right now I'm not impressed by your Joe Douglas impression.
All right,
so we have one big trade. Who are like the 2 or 3 guys that you want to sign as free agents?
If the trade wouldn't happen, if I were to sign guys, I'd want to throw money at a safety, whichever one. It doesn't really matter. Spend decent amount of money.
What are we doing here?
All right, if you want me to pick
so LaMarcus Joyner, that's okay?
Names. No.
Just throw money at anybody. Fuck it.
I'll go names for you.
Yeah, just put names in a hat, pull one out. That's your guy.
That's what we did. That's what we did last year. We had
I would say corner, but I think J.C. Jackson's going to get franchise tagged.
Who's the safety you're talking about? Let's go back to the safety one now.
I like Quandre Diggs. I think we need somebody that's going to be kind of a ball hawk, protect the deep end. I don't really think we got anybody back there. I think you got to go safety. You got to go edge rusher.
Hold on. Hold on. The safety position. We're trying to get your offseason vision here, but you're going to be fired, dude. I'm telling you, you're already fired.
Quandre Diggs.
I don't think he's going to be available, but okay. But that's it. So you're going to spend big money?
No, I mean, I don't know who they would spend big money on personally. I'd rather
you're spending the money. You're the one spending it.
Okay, so Agba and Diggs, and I'm trading for Michael Thomas. That's my ideal free agency and off season before the draft. All right.
The feedback is not good, man.
Those are your two prominent signings? Oof.
I mean, on the defensive end. On offense, I want to go Ben Jones. I really don't like McGovern, to be completely honest. I think you go Ben Jones, get the center in there. He's been the Titans center for the past couple of years. I like I said, Mike Thomas, trade a second rounder for him. And then when the draft comes around, pray to God Thibodeau falls. I think at 10, you could probably go defense like Lloyd. I like Lloyd a lot.
That's a good take. I like that one.
And then in the second round, I want to get McBride, and you traded another second rounder for Mike Thomas. So
okay,
chat's going nuts, huh?
I'm kind of seeing how it's coming together now through the draft.
Oh shit!
This is the part of the show where I'm completely distracted.
I said somebody that's hurt.
Michael
Ben
Thomas,
Jones,
probably.
I think he was hurt.
Who's hurt? It's just there's certain times in the show where I get distracted by the chat. It's right now because they're roasting the living shit out of you.
It's great. No, I'm just really like I can't give a take because there's so many things that'll change everything. Like I want to see what happens in free agency, and then I could probably give you something about the draft. But really, like free agency is so crazy. You never know. Diggs and Thomas. You don't like Michael Thomas? Are we really going there? Wow.
I like Michael Thomas, but that's a lot of money to pay him, though.
Oh, I'm hanging. That's all right. I might be floating a little bit.
It's just
I don't have.
It's just Balls' comment says Chomo's gonna get a call from the New York Giants after this.
God.
Man, this is not good. This
wow.
is just oh man. Joe, what happened? It happens to the best of us.
Hey, it's all right.
So
like I said, I didn't really have a take. The only thing really was Michael Thomas. I wanted to see what everybody thought about that.
Your take was not well received.
Michael Thomas, second round pick. I just don't know if they would give up a second round pick and pay him like $20 million per year instead of just signing one of the guys that are out there right now.
He's a great receiver though. I mean, how many catches? He has the record for the most catches in a single season. He catches it out of the backfield, like he gets that short yardage. Sure-handed. I mean, I just want a sure-handed guy because Corey Davis is guaranteed a drop a game, a couple mistakes a game. Elijah Moore has not proven he can stay on the field thus far. I mean,
so if you had a choice, second round pick for either Michael Thomas or Jerry Judy, you taking Thomas?
Oh, what the hell? Obviously, Judy. He was the number 10 pick 2 years ago.
Right.
So why would you make that?
No,
I'm just checking
because I don't think that's possible. They just took him with 10. Why would they?
Because they're
paying. Why would they trade him for a second rounder?
They're paying what? They're paying Patrick. They're paying Sutton.
Yeah, but they still have him under contract, so why get rid of him? If you plan on getting a quarterback, they'll want to keep weapons around him. You know, I don't think they're going to get rid of Judy. I think that's all crazy. That bullshit.
All right, so Michael Thomas or Calvin Ridley?
For a second rounder?
Yep.
It's tough, but really, I want somebody that's going to be sure-handed. Like I don't think we're going to see the explosives right out the gate with Wilson. I want somebody that's sure-handed. Like I want Michael Thomas. I think he's great. He's had a lot of rest. He's never proven to be anything other than great. You know, Terrell Owens.
He said he wants to come back and play another year, right?
Nobody likes Michael Thomas. Wow.
He wanted to play for the Rams or the 49ers.
Seems like the chat's concerned with the fact that he hasn't done anything in 2 years. Which going by our
whenever that guy's on
history
the
of free
field,
agents,
he's guaranteed 10 catches, 100 yards. The guy's a beast. Becton too. He's a whole nother thing, man. I really hope he gets his. I hope he gets his shit together.
We're gonna see how much he loves football this year. That's for sure.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't know. It's pretty crazy. the fact that he did not get back to even the practice field, it's pretty crazy to me. Like towards the end of the season, you saw Bakhtiari try to get back. I mean, obviously they were in playoff contention, but still like try to get back. There was just no effort, it seemed, from what 4 to 6 weeks they said.
Jim, I gotta be honest with you. I'm a big fan of when you call in. I usually genuinely enjoy your calls. This is not one of your better ones. This is just not.
Right, man.
Like I usually enjoy talking football with you. This one's a little bit. This is an off-season call. This is the February. You had a President's Day weekend. You probably had you had a rough weekend. You're just getting back into the groove.
Weekend was all right. Little golf. I got my swing all right now. I can play golf.
See, that's important. You got to work on the golf game, so you probably didn't have time to catch up on free agency and stuff. That's fine. We'll
I don't
give you
really
a pass
care
for tonight.
about free agency. I'm never right, so I don't really.
Neither are most Jet fans, man.
None of us are ever right.
The draft. I got Elijah Moore last year. If you guys remember, check the receipts. I got receipts.
Always got receipts. Thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
Peace out, guys. Have a good one.
Have a good night, man.
It's a prime time. I'm distracted already. We got to do this. We have to, right? We're distracted.
Go
fuck it. What's up, man?
It's all right. I'm hectic. I just came back from work and I'm still recovering from my root canal.
When'd you get
your root canal? You wear Jet stuff to work?
Oh no, I just wore this to get like I have a sweatshirt on. Like I was wearing this like while I was in the car. Because it was cold.
Oh, so wait, so you got off work and you put a Jet sweatshirt on the drive home?
Yeah, the ride home, yeah.
Why didn't you wear a jacket to work or anything?
I don't wear a jacket either.
It was 49 degrees when I went to work. I didn't need a jacket. It was too warm for a jacket.
49 degrees is warm?
Yeah.
Shit.
Almost. It's like 49 is probably between 49 and 53. So pretty comfortable weather.
49 or 53.
Okay.
It was pretty nice out yesterday. I went for a quick run.
Oh, yeah.
It's like 65.
Nice tomorrow. It wasn't going to be like what's it supposed to be tomorrow? Like 62, 63?
Yeah, it's supposed to be nice.
Oh, yeah, it's at work.
So how'd your root canal go?
Oh, it went good. I had to stop him right before you started. I have two sides that need it. Like, this side was the more painful side. Like, if I get any bit of food stuck in here, it would be like a sharp, stinging pain. And he's about to start. Like, okay, you want to do this side? And it's like, he's about to put, like, inject the needle for, like, the numbing stuff. Like, no. For, like, just on this side.
I just tell him to numb everything. I hate feeling all
And
that
unfortunately, though, he didn't finish it. He's got to put the cap. He's got to put the crown on the topping piece. So it's just like the cement stuff on the top. It feels like weird as hell.
I had that done like a year and a half ago. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
So what else is going on, man?
Oh, nothing. I've been doing my usual, just keeping up with the stuff, laughing at Patriots fans hissy fits on Twitter. Did you watch did you watch the award ceremony when Jamar Chase won Offensive Rookie of the Year and all the Patriots fans just started throwing a massive hissy fit on Twitter that Mac Jones was robbed? It was the most hilarious shit you've ever seen.
So what is your free agency plan? Who do you want?
Well, honestly, first off, before we do it, I've led my pecking order of how I want to attack everything. My
pecking order.
It's pecking order.
Perfect.
Well, first off, obviously, I think the biggest thing we need on defense is edge, wide receiver, tight end, linebacker, safety, offensive line.
Okay.
Offensive line is last on your pecking order?
Well, honestly, they played better as the season went on. Once they started to get used to the system, and you get Becton back, is a lot better. You re-sign LDT.
Wait, so you're just assuming that Becton's coming back and he's gonna be solid and everything's just fine?
Well, hopefully you get Becton back. Hopefully he's back to where he was.
At right tackle or left tackle?
Well, it depends on who wins that battle.
Who do you think's gonna win it?
I don't know yet. I gotta see.
What are you gonna say?
You gotta watch the tape.
Look, right now, if I'm betting on it, right now I'd probably give the edge to Fant. But a lot can change, and
All right, so let's just play that game. So Fant's gonna be left tackle, Becton's gonna be right tackle. How do you address the rest of the offensive line? You have Vera Tucker. What do you do with McGovern? And how do you address guard?
Look, first off, I'm definitely re-signing LDT. So you're not shoehorned into drafting a guard with that 4th overall pick if Thibodeau falls. because LDT was solid. He's a solid, capable.
You don't want Tomlinson?
I like LDT. I like his cult. I like the culture. He's a good locker room guy. He has a championship pedigree.
How do you know he's a good locker room guy?
Oh, the other thing is he wants to be here, and he's also willing.
He wants to get paid. He don't give a shit where he's going. He wants to be paid.
No, he doesn't. He said he wants to stay here, and he wants.
Told you.
So now he's willing to take less to come play for the Jets?
He said in an interview. This is what he said in a radio interview. He said it's not about numbers; it's about culture. He said that in an interview. He said he liked the Jets.
Bullshit.
You don't believe?
It always comes down to dollars and cents. He may say, "I love the Jets. I love to come back," but at the end of the day, it's free agency, man. That money talks. I'm sure he appreciates the Jets traded for him and give him a chance to play. There's a sense of probably loyalty because of that, but dude, money talks, man. Especially when he's only got a couple of years left to play.
If he said it to the press, it's got to be true, though.
Of course. Are we done talking? There's a lot of silence right now. Silence is not good for a show, man. Just give a little heads up on that.
No, but yeah. So like I said, my safeties, I want to do safety in free agency. I'd rather not do it in the draft. So my top two are Saints, Marcus Williams. I know everyone knows him for the Minneapolis Miracle Whip. And then the Texans, Justin Reed. Am I getting the name right?
Justin Reed's right. Yep.
Those are my top two targets.
Well, man, that's a two top for everybody. But you're willing to spend $16 million per year for Marcus Williams?
No, yeah, like I would be willing to spend that around that type of money. I think
you want to break the bank for a safety.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So you're willing to break the bank for a safety, but you're not willing to take a draft pick high for a safety. That makes no sense to me. But whatever.
But like I said, if you got the safety in the free agents, because safeties always shake loose. It's very hard to find a good, capable edge in free agency.
Oh, yeah. We always find edges, man. Edges are all over the place. I mean, fucking pass rushers are no problem. We can go sign one tomorrow, the day after, August, September. No problem. Pass rushers are easy to find. Simple. No problem. What are we doing, prime time? What are we doing?
I'm not sure anymore.
I surrender, man. Vincent, why are you so quiet? What the fuck? You gotta talk.
It's hard to talk.
I kind of like the awkward silence.
It's just
it's soothing.
We're probably losing subscribers, listeners. They're like, wait, did the show stop? Is it over? Like, what happened?
So there's that. Well, my draft thing, I definitely want to get all right.
Gotta drown out the noise. You gotta stay focused.
I'm not high enough for this. How are your dogs, man? Let's talk about your dogs. How are the dogs doing?
The dogs are fine. They're doing fine.
That's the most important thing. Vincent, have a good night, man. I hope your root canal goes well and you're feeling good.
All right.
Yeah, good luck.
Have a good night,
crown,
man. All right. Oh, what the living hell? What just happened? Any idea what just happened?
I don't know.
What's up, man?
Please say
that just reminds me. Don't smoke crack.
My eyes.
What's up, gentlemen? Tyson, how are you?
How you doing, man?
Go Generals, or whatever they're called. What are they called?
That's right, the Generals.
What's our team called?
New Jersey Generals.
The Generals.
Yep.
Yeah. That's it. I'm a Generals fan. I've been a fan of them my whole life.
That's right. Let's see. We got any breaking news here? Nope. No breaking news still. We're still on the board here.
Aren't they doing like the first 15 rounds tonight or something?
Yep. Right now we only have 8 players. We're getting there though. We fine. So how you been, man?
So if I'm in free agent, yeah, I've been good. If I'm going to play the Joe Douglas game, I think I'm going after, in free agency, my priority is a wide receiver, tight end. And if I've got to, spend draft capital, big money on that, even if I've got to overpay, that's where I'm going. In the draft, I want to go offensive line, edge, and then the defensive back position and best player available in those positions. And that's how I'm going to go to the first part of my plan. If free agency doesn't work out that way and we don't get a premium wide receiver like Jarvis Landry's on the way out of Cleveland, I don't know what you could get him for if you even want a player like him, but he's out there. Clowney's out there for your edge. There's some players out there. So I think
I don't want Clowney.
Nobody gives an absolute shit if you're a Los Angeles Rams fan about what they paid for their players. No one cares. No one cares how much player X earned. No one cares what draft capital they spent to get player Y and player Z. No one cares because they won. So,
yeah, but they were a win now team though, man. They were already established though. That's the difference.
Yeah, but I also think from listening to the conversation over the last couple of hours is the fan base, like the Jets fan base, is sort of like a muddle like that. I'm failing to see like a solid plan. Like it's for me, I got to give everything I can to putting Zach in the best place to succeed. I hear everything that everybody's saying about the defensive issues, and they are there. But let's address that in the draft. But in free agency, we want to do what we need to do to get that offense in a position that it can support Zach and the future of the team. Because finding out that answer is the priority. Because you look at the Browns, we're in the situation now where we're screwed for 2 years because we don't have that answer. So you got to find out the answer sooner rather than later. The Rams did it. They got in McVay. He sort of fixed Goff for about a year, and then it went off the rails, and they got rid of him. I think that ruthless desire to always make that position a priority has to be with any team that's missed out on, and even if you made the playoffs, that's got to be your priority because this day and age in this NFL, that's where it's at. So if I'm Joe D, I'm going hard for receiver, tight end. If I can get offensive line assist, like depth there as well, I'll do that too. But that's where I'm at, lads.
See, I agree too. And I think it's fine to have that approach, like receiver, tight end, maybe even offensive line. Like that's the priority. The question is he willing to adjust that approach if his top 2 or 3 guys aren't willing to come here, or if he's not willing to meet that price? Is he willing to just say, all right, I'm going to spend money on the 4th or 5th best receiver or tight end that's available? Or do I take maybe the best defensive player that actually wants to come here? That would also fill a need.
Thanks. I only just started wearing them. I'm freaking old as dirt, so I'm going blind. Can't see shit anymore. That's why I go for the Browns, because I actually thought it was Patriots, but I selected Browns. So I'm going blind. But no, I agree with you. Primetime, but I think my question is this. In last year's free agency, do you think that the perception that Joe D missed out on his targets in free agency, do you think the perception was because he was not willing to overpay or slightly pay high, or do you think it was more of a perception that players just didn't want to come to the Jets?
Could be both.
I think it was both. He knew the players weren't going to come here, so he didn't bother putting in an offer. Like with
I think he's got to be bold,
like he knew that he had no interest in coming here.
Yeah, I think he needs to be bold. Like a player like David Njoku, for example, as much as I'd hate to see him go to Cleveland, away from Cleveland, maybe he's got to go in with a really hard and big offer and take him away because he's young, he's been underutilized, he's got ability. Maybe, and I'm not saying David Njoku is the guy to go for. I'm just using this as an example. Maybe, and then really get that ticket free agent, and it tells the market, the player market, well, these guys are serious. Because I think until he lands one of those, whether it be in free agency, I think there's always, and I think this is the case for any team that's been a perennial loser, is the other players look around the league and say, should we go there? I mean, you look at OBJ and telling Von Miller not to go to the Browns and all that shit. Of course that happens amongst the players. They're talking all the time, saying whether you should come to this, whether you should come here or not come there. I mean,
see, with the Jets, you got to hope guys like Elijah Moore and Michael Carter and Vera Tucker and all those young guys, and even Zach Wilson, bring that energy. We're like, we want to play with these guys. We want to be a part of that. Even Saleh, where it's like players are starting to like him. Like Saleh's getting a lot of recognition for the way he handled the Senior Bowl and his staff and everybody else, like having that real positive momentum around him. But it's like, even like CJ Mosley was like, oh, you know what? We're not going to recruit. We want guys that want to be here. Like, you need to have like an influx of, like guys that are more respected around the league that, say, hey, you know what, let's give him a chance. So it's interesting, man. You got to have a really good sales pitch, though. You got to have something. You got to come, and you got to have faith in Salah a little bit with that.
I think you've either got to have a really great sales pitch, or you got to be aggressive in terms of
jet tax
trade. Like, I look at James but when he's preferred enough to reestablish the culture, at least the offense. I won't speak to he established a culture that got buy-in, and then the team started to ask a player, whether through like a trade, like maybe the come to the Jets, but he has, and then that player sort of starts turning things around with young players. That maybe it's a Jarvis Landry, crazy thing. They go, man,
he's breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, have all our picks because you haven't 2055. So sorry, man.
You're breaking up super bad, man.
Still better than Jomo's takes, though.
Thanks for calling. We appreciate it. It keeps breaking up.
Oh, well, it's a crap.
Good talking to you, man.
Even that broke up. I thought it was just me at first. I'm like, I think he's breaking up pretty bad. So we got here. I'll tell you, the chat's been on fire today, man. Like there's like 2 or 3 calls I've been completely just sidetracked by watching the chat. This is a good point too with Bubs. Is I think the players really liked and bought into Rod Middleton. It seemed like they like his energy and what he's preaching to the players. Leon Washington, another guy. The Jets coaching staff is really getting a lot of favor with players, especially young players. But in terms of veterans,
it's easier to do that with younger players, though.
Yep.
So you wonder if they're going to keep just trying to build through the draft, keep things going in the right direction, and then when the time's right, make their splash. I don't know if the time's right now. I don't know.
You got to have like those young guys though, like the Carters, the Moores, Vera Tucker, all that little, even Zach Wilson. Somebody's got to become like the sales pitch, the recruiting guys, and that's and then the Jets tax. So This show's been wild, man. This has just been
call's been on fire.
We're gonna go to our director of salary cap and our financial guru, who's been fighting with Primetime for a couple of weeks now, which has been interesting. Finally, somebody can argue with him.
Never argue with Primetime.
Never.
Yes, you're usually right.
That's the reason there's no argument.
What is Austin Walter under contract?
Yeah, but you can cut him. You get all the money back. It's dead money. So he's $895 right now. If you cut him, you get the $895 back. So it's not guaranteed.
So as our director of cap space, would you rather have Berrios or Cordell Patterson?
If I get Berrios at $5 million a year, I get him back for 3 years because of his age. If he doesn't take that, go scratch, and I'll take Cordell. I know Primetime. You said there was a connection at the end, but if he was that good, he would have had the connection in the beginning of the season, and
bingo
ended up being number
took
5.
Took him a few weeks to learn the offense.
It took him the ability that everyone got hurt, and that was the only reason he got in.
He was the last man standing.
And I like the kid. I like the kid, but he's not. When these guys go back and they're healthy, he's not going to see the field as much. So you're not going to pay him that much.
Why can't he play? Why can't he play the slot right now?
Because that's what Moore's going to be. Okay,
he's on the outside a lot last year.
Because they had to. They had Crowder in the slot. So Crowder, do you re-sign Crowder? Because I'd re-sign Crowder for $5 million, and let Berrios walk as well.
$5 million?
Ooh. Yeah, that's what he made this year. So, I mean,
I wouldn't be opposed to bringing Crowder back, but I think they're going to make at least one move as far as free agency or the draft.
Yeah, no, I agree too. But I'm saying if I had to choose right now and I had to say who's the better receiver, I'll take Crowder to play the slot versus Berrios. I mean, Berrios gives you the kickoff, but I mean,
how about we go plan C? We do better than Crowder and Berrios. Let's do that. Let's take that option.
But he's 30 years old, so how long are you going to sign him for? A year?
I'm not. Crowder's out of here. Adios.
No, not Crowder. I'm talking to Cordell Patterson. What, he's 30 years old. What do you sign?
That's fine. He's still explosive.
2 years, 12 million?
2 years. 2 years. Okay, that's fair enough. What do you get him for?
$6 million per.
That's reasonable because he's proven.
See, I'm here for you, Coach. I'm here for you. This is why we got this.
I agree with you.
Who needs prime time? Me and you got it right here. We're good.
We don't know. Right now we don't know what the salary cap is going up. How much, if it's going up at all. I mean, it was from 192 last year to it's at 208 right now. Is that considered a jump? Right?
I hope so.
And so are they going to go above 208? Because if it's above 208, then they're going to have more money right now. So, we have to be diligent of what we're paying for. He's not going to throw the bank at anybody. Okay. You know that's coming. He's not going to throw.
So I think I agree with you with this one, where it's like you don't think they're going to set the market for any player in free agency. They're not going to be the highest.
And you'd be stupid too.
Yep, I agree.
Okay, you sit back and you see what they're offering, and then you come in and say, hey, because if you come in at that, say, $12 million and say that's your best price, guess what? The next guy's going to give him 13 million, 14 million, and it's done. You lost your guy. So you got to see where the market plays. As far as like the tight end position, I believe Dallas is gonna tag Schultz. I don't see him becoming a free agent. There's going to be a lot of guys tagged, and quite frankly, if this salary cap goes up, there's going to be a tremendous amount of guys getting tagged because now they can pay these guys.
So what do you think right now? Like the Jets are 1 year under Saleh. They only won 4 games. Zach Wilson's kind of an unknown. What do you think the perception of the Jets is around the league right now? Are they a team on the rise? Are they still
I think they're a team on the rise. They're a team on the rise because some of these guys know the game and they watch the game. And he's played well this last 4 or 5 games with nobody behind him, and he did well. So and
so do you think so would it be an easier sell to if you're trying to recruit a wide receiver or a tight end to this offense? You think it's an easy sell, or do you got to kind of overpay to compensate for certain things?
It's going to be an easy sell to guys that fit in that level. Okay, you're going to the prime guy, the elite guy is going to wants to go to an elite team.
Okay.
Second tier guy is going to try to go to the tier that's going up, especially a young guy. That's why I like this kid, Justin Reed. He'll fit in. He'll fit in perfectly. He'll be he'll fit the salary cap that they want.
He's like half the price of friggin' Marcus Williams.
Marcus Williams was going to go to the highest bidder.
Yep,
because he's earned his way there. So he's not going to, unless he gets it from the Jets. If he gets it from the Jets, then he's going to come to the Jets. Because the Jets are going to throw the bag at him. He's going to come. Money talks. I don't care. Because he can do 3-4 years and then go to a championship team after that if he proves himself. Yep. That's what they do. It just goes towards their end of their prime. They're going to try to get. They're going to go to a championship team if they don't do it within the team they're in now.
Right.
I particularly think now with free agency, either 80-20 or 70-30, they go offense, and in the draft they do the same thing on defense.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're going to do it mostly. And for me, if Thibodeau and Hutchinson doesn't fall, you've said it many times. If your guy is there at that if you need that pass rusher, you need that guy. You don't fool around to see if he drops. You take him. And I believe Karlaftis would probably be the third best edge rusher. You need that edge rusher. You have to have that edge rusher.
So based on your philosophy, that means offensive line's already been addressed in free agency. So offensive line.
Well, no, I said 80-20 or 70-30, and it's opposite. So that other you can draft the line. You can draft the guard in the second or third round. There's plenty of guards available. You don't have to have the supreme guy. You just need to fill a spot, and you could sign LDT for $4 million or something. You're not going to give him. If you're going to give him starter money, then he's your starter. Then you don't need to. You just need someone in the later rounds to back him up. But is he a starter? The line improved when he got in, but there's better out there.
Right.
Okay.
I get that. Okay.
Forget about the center. That's Joe's guy, and he's played well every time they've upgraded the position. He's played a lot better. As soon as they got GVR out and put LDT in, his play got a lot better. And guys, and he'll be, and I'm telling you, he'll be probably even a little bit more better if you put in a quality guard in there. This guy from San Francisco, the only reason his name's popping up because of the connection with San Francisco. I think the only guy that they got from San Francisco was Tevin Coleman and the other guy, Blair.
Yep.
So let's they have listen. We have to look at guys who are making plays through the scheme. There's no big superstars on this team, and they were still doing great. They played well in a lot of games. The offense was gelling. It was the defense that was hurt bad, and so that's why I think they're going to do more in the draft with defense than they do. And they, 2-3 positions. What do you want? Tight end, wide receiver, and a guard. You could probably get if you want. And then you've solidified your offense basically. And it doesn't have to be creative guys. You just need guys to spread the ball around. You have to eliminate the double team on players, right? One-on-ones. That's what you want. One of those guys is going to get open.
So primetime, you're quiet, man. You're letting him.
What did we see on? Was it Sunday night you did the game or Saturday night? Whatever was it? We saw the Jet game.
Yep.
You saw that offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
You saw how much time he had. You saw the holes they were opening up for Johnny Hector.
Johnny Hector.
You saw the holes. Those were holes. Okay.
We saw watching the games with Curtis Martin how they're opening up holes for him when he played against the Packers or the Packers, the Jaguars.
Why? That's what you want. You want to open because you're going to run the game. You're going to run the ball a lot more than you're going to throw it.
Yep.
Okay. You're going to control that ball. So I see that he's building the team up, and let's forget about these. I'm sorry, Jomo, Michael Thomas, all these guys. It's a warm glad. Thank you, Jose. We got to build a team within the confines of what we have. Okay, if we don't have the money, we can't be throwing money out there for a guy that is not going to fill other spots. Okay, we have so many holes. So if we can get to a point where we have a solid offense and we get the defense back in order, and I tell you, we will win. I believe we win close to 10 games.
Whoa. Come on, man.
I truly believe. That's why I said 2022 is the year of the Jets, man. I'm telling you.
From 4 wins to 10 wins. They're make a statue for Salah this year.
They have. You saw how the offense has
Joe Douglas
up.
an extension.
Okay. If they solidify that line, we can open up holes. And as far as left and right tackle, it's a win-win. Whether Fant is playing left or right, it's a win-win. Or you put the other guy in left. We got big guy. We have solidified our ends. AVT in one guard. We have a decent center when you have complementary players next to him. It's that one guard, okay, and that's it. Don't knock it, man. Don't think we've seen different things every year. Is a different. A lot of teams are not going to be the same next year. Okay.
I like your optimism. I'll tell you that.
Okay. Where do you think we are next year? Where do you think that Miami's going to be next year?
It's a good question.
I don't know. Good question.
Where do you think Patriots are going to be next year? Where do you think Patriots will be next year?
They'll be right around 9-10 wins.
They'll be better.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think they know. I think they see what Mac Jones is, and they'll know how to play him. And now that McDaniels is gone, let's see how their offense is. Who's developing this kid now?
And the Bills lost Dable. How good was he? We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, they still have their core there, and we'll see how they could still win the division. But I don't foresee it staying the same in that division. And how many teams do we have? Exactly. It is true. If these guys, we're keeping the guys on the team. So we're gelling this team together. It's the same group.
We're keeping what guys? I mean, we
guys we started. No, guys we started this year, and now we're going to still continue. We're just going to add some more pieces, and we're going to get better. We are going to get better.
I mean, they have to get better. I mean, they had so much inexperience and everything else. I mean, the law of averages. When you had all these new players, all these new coaches, they're definitely going to get better this year.
Exactly.
Just about how much.
And they're going to get a lot better. I think they get a lot better because now we'll have some more pieces. We didn't have any depth. That's our biggest problem. We had no depth last year. And so when, guys got hurt, who do we put in? We had nobody to put in. We had nothing to put in. So now we'll have, if we draft well, we pick get some more guys in there that we could, that have a little bit more experience. and we'll have the depth now because we had guys that have played. This team will play a lot better. I truly believe that.
Some hot takes there.
Yeah,
Ephraim,
listen.
Thank you for sharing your positivity, your optimism.
That's it.
This is
did
February
you look
22nd.
Did you 2-2-2-2?
That's right.
That's it. Did you look at that game at all yet?
Not yet. I will though.
Okay. Yeah.
Absolutely. No, I like all those, man.
It's an interesting game, and I'll tell you the history behind it after you see it. There's something that happened after that. It was so intriguing about this game. It's just a regular season game, but the ending was so great that the following week they replayed that last part of the game before on you know how they have the pre-game show.
Yep.
They played that whole last 2 minutes or so all over again.
Wow.
Yeah. So
game was
just
this?
what? Yeah. This was the 1981 game, Jets and the Miami Dolphins. Richard Todd, and I watched that game personally, and it was just that game really drew me to the Jets 100%.
Okay. We definitely got to do it.
And the news that night was like they made a big thing out of it, and like I couldn't believe it. The following week, in the pre-show, they made a big thing of how it was, and they replayed that last 2 minutes of it all over again. It was amazing.
We got to check it out for sure. Ephraim, thank you for joining us.
Let's be positive, guys. 2022.
All right.
You're the Jets. Let's go.
Have a good night,
That's
man.
it. Bye.
Have a good night, man.
See, he was like nice. He brought us back in because you started shit all night tonight.
That's why I let him talk.
Somehow
I wasn't
you arranged things with the chat's been in. The chat's in like regular season form right now. I mean, they're just bringing their A game with everybody, but the callers have been just you must have did something, man. I don't know what you did.
I said nothing.
I mean, you have Vincent who stopped talking, Jomo who gets lost in the middle of the call. Joe didn't know. I don't know what Joe waffled more than God knows who I know. It was just it's been a rough one this evening. So now we have to bring on the rap battle champion. Because I mean that's what everybody told me.
You didn't even listen
right?
to it. You didn't even listen to it.
But I trust the chat. Wait, hold on. Hold on a second. We got a draft going on right now. Let's make sure we're up to date here. This is the most important of this show right here. Come on, man.
See how much he thinks of you, Jose. See how much he thinks.
Hold on. We got to make sure we
check
got
the draft first. See, I would have brought you right on. No, he's got to check the Generals draft first.
Oh, we got breaking news, prime time. Breaking news here. New Jersey Generals. And this, you know what's crazy about this? I had this guy on my board. Yeah. And they got him. This is amazing. This is something.
Well,
I was doing a lot of analysis.
Chance, so.
No, it's just I did a lot of offensive line analysis. You guys are talking about Kwanu and Neal like that. That's easy stuff, dude. I had Terry Poole on my list, and I was hoping they got him. And you know what? Round 7, pick 6.
What do you like about him?
Got him.
What do you like about him?
Very physical. He's got a nasty side to him. Very physical. He's very good athlete too. Loves the game of football.
I hope so. If he plays football. Yeah.
Loves the game of football. Good work ethic. First guy in, last guy out kind of guy.
Shouldn't that be the quarterback?
Man. No, this man. He's a leader for the room, man. Good for the position group. Excellent. This is a great signing. Very proud of the Generals. This is an A+ draft.
If he's leaving the building before Ben Holmes, we're in trouble.
Listen, this is an A+ draft right now. A+. I mean, bring out your draft. It's it. Draft grades are ready today, right now. A+ for the Generals. So I'm telling you, man, this draft analyst stuff is easy.
Jose's still waiting, by the way.
What's up, rap battle champion?
Oh my God. My God. You got me dying of laughter. Eric, the crazy thing is, you guys already talked to the general manager and you didn't realize it.
Did we really?
Jomo.
He could be. That call tonight.
Yeah. So, VT.
What's up?
Uh-oh.
See how much we're appreciated. That nobody watched that rap that all. Yet if we hadn't done it, we would be getting shitted out.
Well, see, now, Jose, if Primetime was clever, What he should have did was he should have cut out the rap battle, made it a separate video, and had everybody vote on it. Like watch him, like watch this.
That
who
was
won this.
Romeo's job.
But that's what primetime
That
should
was
did.
Romeo's.
Show the rap battle by
I did
itself.
cut it. I did cut it. I have the footage. It's on the channel under private right now. But
Okay,
I had second thoughts about posting it
Okay,
for
Adam
others that
Gates.
might end up seeing it.
Okay, Adam Gates.
I can have it posted in like 2 seconds if you want me to post it right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up to you guys. Listen, right now, the way I look at it is Jose won. It's undisputed. It's gonna get everybody, and that's why I look at it. So
You left me alone on the Super Bowl like I was Steven Glansberg.
bro, I was friggin' busy doing so much shit. You have no idea that it's just.
I'll get it. Do it right now.
So Jose,
Yes.
how do you feel? How do you feel about Russell Wilson leaving the Seahawks?
Not
As I told
gonna-
you, it was going to happen.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
So you're going to lose Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf in the same offseason.
Not going to happen.
It's going to be tough for you,
And then
man.
Pete Carroll probably retires the year after.
I can't wait till June 1st. Because guess what? Guess what happened? On the show after June 1st.
What?
You forgot already?
I got to do a shotgun because Russell Wilson.
Yes,
He's
yes.
not going to be a Seahawk, dude. I saw him house shopping. I saw him house shopping in North Jersey already. He's going to be a Giant.
With what money? With what
It's okay,
money?
man. It's the first you're going through stages right now, Jose, and the first one is just accepting. Accept he doesn't want to be there anymore, and then you can slowly but surely be able to let him go. I'll help you through it, man. I'll walk you through the entire process. I've done it with many of my favorite players.
No,
You know.
no. The crazy thing is, on Twitter today, someone put, "Oh, I know for sure he's staying." I'm like, first of all, unless your wrestler wasn't himself, you don't know Jack.
Dude, everybody knows a rumor. Everybody has a source. It's all bullshit. It's February 22nd.
Yeah, I'm like, come on. And now Aaron Rodgers wants to be the prettiest girl at prom.
Yep.
Again.
He is the ultimate drama queen. Holy cow, man. That's just. I used to like Aaron Rodgers, but this is just.
I
next
never
level
liked Aaron
nonsense.
Rodgers.
Learn from Favre.
Yeah.
Why? Because he kept beating you guys.
We beat him.
Oh, then why do you like him?
him? Because he's a diva.
Well, I mean, so wait.
I'm-
So what did we
So is
think
the
about?
safety. I was saying, so is the safety you just traded 2 first-round picks for.
And because my brother-in-law is a Packer fan. So
Oh, see, now
That,
that's
that's
that
more-
has
that's-
something to
that's
do
more-
with it.
That's
too.
more of a reason. That makes more sense.
Yeah. So I have a game I want to play with you guys.
all right. I love
A
it.
word association.
Word association.
Yes.
Is it related to the Seahawks?
It's related to players and people.
Okay.
I'm gonna go easy on you guys tonight because Tyson, you've had a tough night. It's always a tough night.
I had a
It's
tough night.
always
That's because primetime set me up for bullshit tonight. That's why.
Do nothing.
It's
You know how you know primetime did something 'cause he's not admitting it. I did nothing. He's trying to act all innocent. That's more guilt coming from him.
it's always
You want me to say I did it?
You did it. You set me up for something.
it's always a tough night when me, Ephraim, and Darren are the cause of calm.
Yeah, you're right. Usually cause chaos. You're calming us down. So,
Yeah.
so we're doing word association.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Bring it on.
Derek Jeter.
Legend.
Jeter.
Overrated.
Gotta be fucking kidding me. Go ahead, Jose. This is just
Darryl Strawberry.
overrated.
Really? He played for your Yankees.
Well, he had to go. He had to come to the Yankees and win a little bit. You know what I mean?
He won with the Mets. He won a World Series with the Mets in '86. What are you talking about?
Overrated.
Mariano Rivera.
Good closer.
all-time great. Shit, he's next level legend.
I hope this next
Mariano was the closest thing to a close down relief pitcher ever, man.
Yes, he was.
You knew what he was going to throw, and you still couldn't hit it. Yes.
I hope these next
The best
two,
I've ever seen.
I hope these next two don't anger you, but I have to bring up a couple Nick.
Oh,
John Starks.
Love him.
PD.
Game 7.
See, that's we're doing word association with Starks. Competitor, man. That guy overcame so much, and he scratched and clawed and got every ounce out of his body to be a good player. And the Game 7 tarnishes a lot of good things that he did. So he's a great competitor, man.
Now I got 2 more for you. Patrick Ewing. Yeah, I thought that's so.
You know what? The thing about Patrick Ewing though is he's a great player, man. They never surround him with anybody.
Yeah.
He was always carrying those teams. Yeah. I mean, he got caught in the Jordan.
He's a franchise player, man.
Nick's got eliminated, I think, 4 different times with Ewing from Jordan. So.
And the last name I'm gonna give you is Allen Houston.
Oh, great shooter.
He had the smoothest shot, man. And I didn't like it when they signed him, and then he gave him that $100 million contract way back when. But he had this smoothest shot, man. And then and towards the end of his Knick career, he actually became clutch, man. He actually had some really good years.
Yeah, the winner against the Heat, Game 5.
The Heat, yeah.
Nice little bounce.
He's a very good player, not like elite, but he's great.
See, I know all about New York sports.
Yeah, Ewing's a controversial guy, man, because a lot of people he had no ring, but he had no help, man. A lot of teams he was going against had 2 or 3 stars, and he's carrying a bunch of just guys that played hard. You know, the Masons, the Oakley,
Sprewell.
I love Sprewell too. Yeah. Sprewell, Houston, all those guys.
Marcus Camby.
Yep.
Now let me talk to draft for a second, if I can.
Yeah, no problem.
If Thibodeau is there for and the Jets don't take him, I will break the wall.
That would be the reactions to that would be legendary. That would be if the Jets passed on him would be legendary. Absolutely. I mean,
I know you want Kyle Hamilton.
I never said that.
But yes.
I've never once on this show said I want Kyle Hamilton. I've never said that. Have I?
I'm sure you have.
No, I have not.
We've gotten really excited whenever somebody does a mock draft.
Listen, he is a phenomenal player that would do great. He would do great in Salah's defense. He'd be a complete asset to the team, asset to the organization, great to the defense, great college.
Let me rephrase that. You would love it if Kyle Hamilton became a Jet.
I mean, if the Jets make that decision, I would fully support them. Yes, that is true. And there's a very good chance if that happened that he'd be one of our first player guests on the show because I would just – and you would see a banner around this whole thing, little shamrocks and shit.
Okay, but with that being said, if it's between him and Thibodeau and here in Joe Douglas's shoes, you gotta go Thibodeau.
Yeah, I don't have any scenario where I take Hamilton at 4. I'm
just checking.
Yeah.
I'm just checking.
Good answer.
And at 10, if a receiver is dropping, I'm trading back.
You're trading back? Why?
You can always use more picks. And
no, you know what we can use? We can use talent, dude. Fuck that trading back shit. Like, you get the...
Let me finish.
I already disagree with you.
Okay.
Okay, you can finish, though.
And if somebody like a Drake London or a.
Well, he was a player today. Everybody loves Drake London today. He is the next superstar.
Or
Can't miss guy.
I said that 3 weeks ago and I got laughed at, but anyway.
Hey,
They're all
man,
copying
listen.
you now. You set the trend.
That's it.
If Drake London or the guy from Arkansas drops, I trade up in.
Drops where?
Let's say the late teens.
Oh.
The late teens. I trade up, grab him.
It's not a terrible take.
What are you trading? Both second-round picks?
One of the second rounders.
And what else?
And Denzel Mims. Throw him in there.
I was about
to
say that.
That'll seal it.
I was about to say that. I swear to God. But can I just?
We'll throw in Ashton Davis too. What the hell? We're feeling generous.
Can I just say one thing that you're gonna look at me like I'm crazy? Not more than you already do, but
All right, let's hear it.
anyway, Dennis Rodman's kids are freaking great. One is his daughter's playing soccer with the national
Oh, Dennis Rodman?
team, yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Bro,
And
Dennis Rodman was an incredible basketball player.
And his son is playing college at Washington State. He looks just like his dad and plays defense just
Rodman,
like his
dude,
dad.
what Rodman did was incredible. He was an incredible rebounder, incredible on defense, and he partied his balls off. Like he had his own rules, but he brought his best. Like if you watch documentaries, I watched
Shout
like
out to
documentaries on
Carmen
him.
Electra.
He didn't
Yeah,
give a
dude,
shit.
he dated some, but like,
Shout out to
but he
shout out to
dated a lot of
Carmen
people. But
Electra.
dude, the things he did was it was incredible, man.
The women he did.
The women he did too, but his basketball game was good, man. If he imagine he actually didn't party and actually commit to the game even more and like stayed like just fuck, dude. The best of both worlds.
I'm sorry, I just had to go there.
I don't care.
It's taken a year, but you guys are seeing the real me.
Oh yeah, we have.
So with that being said, have a good night. I love you both. If you need a real third call, you know where to find me. One that actually shows up.
And congratulations on winning the rap battle too, Jose. Good job, man.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Hey.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know how they said at the end? Hey, Ma, fuck me. 3-1-3-1. Fuck me, J-R-O-K.
Going out like that.
Have a good night, man.
No. Good night.
Have a good night, man.
Oh man, what a show this has been, man. This has been a wild one.
Oh yeah, what a show.
Craziness. So when's our next game stream? Friday night? You got busy schedule.
Yeah, I think I can do Friday. Should be around.
Do Friday night 8. Do another game stream. We got a list. Somebody emailed us like 13 games that are all good ones. Damn. So we're gonna do a bunch of them. So thank you guys for joining us. Tyrone, I guess maybe next week. I have no idea. Talk to you guys later.